This is the Old 77 Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Old 77 Podcast. Go Cardinals!
Hey, hey, hey. The heaviest girl I ever banged stuck her finger in my ass, and I became Lou Goddamn Ferrigno. I picked that bitch up. I was like Biscuit Strength bending shit.
Yeah! He hulked out.
I did. I picked that bitch up with one hand and slung her across the damn room. Oh, man.
Who are you? Turn it up, let it blast.
Hey, bitches. This is Old 77 Podcast.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
Impressive.
Warning. Foul language may occur due to the subject matter.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Join our Patreon Clubhouse today. Clubhouse members get early access to episodes and exclusive after-hours content at patreon.com/theold77podcast.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks for listening.
This is pathetic.
You're pathetic.
From Dave from the Old 77 Studios in Jefferson City, Missouri. This is the Old 77. It's a safe place. Come on, dude. In an unsafe world. World. You're killing me.
We are a wizard.
A little sloppy tonight.
Yeah, that's all right, man.
Boys, here we are, episode 119, right?
119, sir.
Yeah, and
Hell
so
yeah.
our good friend Dustin is back with us again tonight. Welcome back, Dustin.
Thank you.
Good to have you, man, as always.
Good to be here.
And a friend of yours from your other podcasting world is with us tonight. Introduce us to your friend, Dustin.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the screen now, as you can see, if you look at all four guys here, the one that you would probably want to sleep with the most, then, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Christian Caputo, representing the Guns and Radio Podcast.
Hold on, let me take... Yeah, baby.
Oh, is it not working?
No, we're working.
There it goes. Welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, man. It's about time. I mean, you had this guy on like months ago. Now you got me, so we got the full Guns and Radio.
We did.
X Old 77 kind of like crossover invasion.
Yeah, baby, crossing it over,
it's
right?
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I think this is only the second time we've ever done this.
Really?
Yeah, I
Done a
believe
crossover?
With another podcast, yeah.
Well, we did Nothing Lasts Forever. We did Brando. So this is the third.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be the third time we've invaded someone else's podcast.
Right
Yeah,
on.
we come up in somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we roll in like the
Make a
DX
mess.
tank, you know.
Oh, yeah. I get that. Yeah.
So, for folks that
Oh, yeah.
don't know, Dustin has a podcast called the Guns and Radio Podcast. If you've been listening to this show, you already know that. And Caputo is Dustin's partner on the show.
How did you guys meet? Because, we didn't just go down the street and get Caputo. We had to, make a call to candidate.
We had to call
Yeah.
Black for that one.
It's a whole story. I mean, I know Dustin, I believe we've mentioned it so many times before. It was just you threw out a blast, a message on a Discord server. It was a GNR Discord server, and I just saw this guy. Oh, who wants to do a Guns N' Roses podcast? I think was I the only one who actually messaged you?
You were the first one that messaged me. I think I got other ones, but by the time another person messaged me, you and I had what we call episode 0.
Yeah, because we had the little 30 minutes on Skype there, so
Like
see
a little
what
test
introduce
episode,
each other,
kinda?
get that
Well,
chemistry rolling.
We thought that if it takes off and we decide to do the podcast together, then if we started from the very first time we ever spoke, and we recorded that, we'd have that. That'd be a cool thing to have documented.
That kind of would be neat, right?
For the purpose of the podcast, and we recorded it. We never really released it much anywhere.
But that's cool, though. That's a cool
you
little
got
thing to
that.
have in the vaults.
Oh yeah, we had Chris and I had chemistry instantly, because you have a lot of people that are good friends that don't make good podcasts.
Yep.
Buddies,
Yep.
and we had such good chemistry, and other people did message me, but by then the position had been filled as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking no more.
Yeah.
Well, me and Scotty
Yeah,
were
brother.
talking today. Well, we were talking about you, Dustin.
Oh Lord.
And one of the things that I mentioned to Scotty about podcasting is it's just as important to know when to shut the fuck up
Yes.
as it is to know when to talk. And I feel like you're good at that. Like you're good at listening when it's time to do that.
I don't think I did last week.
No, that's okay. Last week wasn't the time for that, but like when we had Ethan and Brittany on and you were learning new things.
Oh, yeah.
You sat
the
back.
Paranormal Society.
And the paranormal people, you sat back and took it all in, asked questions when you had them, but yeah, man. So you guys felt like you had instant chemistry?
Oh, yeah. Like,
how many episodes deep are you guys now?
Oh, God, Caputo knows. 100. We just taped 180.
Damn.
Yeah.
But there's more than that, because if you count Shotcast Saturday, it's more like 300.
How often do you guys
Well, not 300. It's probably close like 2.
I don't know. How many Shotcasts did we do so far? 60, 70?
Have we done that many? Jeez, I still think we're at like 27. I don't ever get count. We've done so much shit.
Do you guys record weekly?
Yeah, we haven't missed a week.
Yeah.
Now we've taped in advance.
Yeah.
Like we're going to do next
Kind of like what we're going to do this Friday, right?
Things are getting crazy at work for me and Scotty.
My God.
Hell, when COVID hit and we didn't know what the fuck was going to happen, we sat down. We had what was called the lockdown sessions.
Yeah.
And we sat down, and this was in our first season. We recorded like 8 weeks ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't know what the fuck was going to happen.
Just so you had something in the bag.
We did that too for a good little while. We had like a month and a half recorded ahead of time.
Oh, now
like, whoa, we got to stop.
If we don't tape this week, there won't be an episode next week. That's where we're at, and that's fine.
That's where we're at too.
That's the space to be in, because all of your topics are then at least only relevant. A week behind if you're
right.
You got that buffer,
right?
Which is a lesson I think we did learn. And
so what's new up in the Great White yonder?
Not much. We're all just living, surviving.
How's the COVID rules up there?
It's much more lax now. It's pretty much just like there's no masks, no worries, none of that shit. So it's pretty lax finally.
That's pretty much
finally
how it
kind of getting back to normal a little. Yeah.
Dude, like in America, the CDC just came out a week ago and finally said like you don't need to social distance anymore. And I'm thinking like, who the fuck has been social distancing?
I
Like,
thought they'd been.
Nobody in this state. Yeah, put your hand down, Scott. Yeah.
I'm way the fuck over here. What are you guys talking about?
That's true. I guess we're almost socially distanced.
That's not 6 feet, though.
You're using different kind of... I'm using man math. That's like 155 feet right there.
This is acceptable sleeping distance. I don't know if this is acceptable.
I mean, I would
COVID
feel
distance.
borderline comfortable pissing at a urinal looking that way.
This is urinal space. There's a good urinal between us.
Don't you dare get in between us, Dave.
Watch out for the backsplash, boys.
What is an acceptable distance on the bed to be sleeping next to another man?
Oh, another man. Ooh. Now that depends. Are you gay?
No.
Okay.
Not in this scenario, neither, but nobody.
Well, that rules out wiener touching, so...
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the same thing that applies to the microphone. Keep at least a fist distance away.
You had to say fist, didn't you? And put it to your mouth.
Yeah, man.
Dave, you dirty bird. It's the hang 10. They teach you in radio the hang 10 sign.
Yeah.
Keep the hang 10 away from your
I try to
microphone.
do like under the lip. Is that an incorrect technique?
Oh, yeah. That's like rock and roll singer.
Yeah.
You might as well do the Lemmy and have the microphone coming up and hanging down.
Coming from the ceiling,
like you're singing into a giant phallic dong.
Like you're...
I could go...
There you go. There you go.
Like you're announcing lineups for championship boxing.
Oh, man.
I can do that. I've got that. I know how to do that.
You got a voice for that?
I've got experience in that. I've done that for a living.
Well, that's true, right?
Yeah.
So...
you guys coming up have... Sorry, Dave, I'm just taking over.
Go ahead, dude.
You guys have got, after this episode airs, you have your season finale?
After this episode airs, for everybody listening on the old 77, be sure to head over to the After Hours, because tonight on After Hours, we are taking over the show, Guns and Radio style. And basically, we gonna haul ass. We're gonna run rampant on y'all's show. We're
just
gonna
totally deface the whole place.
Just come up in your house. I already got my shoes off. And everything.
He does, man. He came in flip flops.
Don't clean up the mess.
Put my feet up on y'all table and
drinking our sweet tea.
Drink your whiskey.
Yeah, this $high Rebel whiskey.
Dude, we're gonna finish that whiskey bottle off. We've already finished one whiskey bottle off tonight.
You guys,
that one's maybe got 1 week left.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you guys want to kill it tonight, y'all go ahead. Not old Dustin, no. But yeah, so and
Dustin.
So yeah, if you subscribe to After Hours, you'll get that segment. But then also, if you're checking us out from Guns and Radio, come back to our season finale because that segment will air as a part of our season finale.
Yeah, we're getting all getting all mixed up tonight. Sharing fluids and whatnot. You know,
gooey.
I ain't gotta put it like that.
Well, you did say come up all in your house, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're asking for it.
Par for the course, man.
You know,
well, Chris,
grammar,
you're gonna
brother.
still have to watch. Like you're gonna be right here on this.
Oh fuck! Damn, I didn't think of that far.
He's like, yeah, buddy, you're fucked. Oh, wait a minute, and I got to see this go down.
Wait a minute, I'm fucked too.
Oh, what? What now?
Shit.
Quick, Chris, distract him. Get Biscuit on the phone.
Get Biscuit on the phone. That's where it's at.
Somebody needs to bend
That
some
motherfucker
shit.
will come in and bend some shit.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So
sir.
coming up on our next episode, we're gonna have Biscuit Strength on.
That's the plan.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get JT, but he had a thing going on tonight. We had to push it back till next week. Unfortunately, next week is my what we call affectionately Hell Week at work.
Yep.
Love it, love it.
As in football season starts.
So I make commercials for collegiate sports. For actually right now I'm doing 25 collegiate sports.
Yep.
I used to do Mississippi State.
Yep.
I got to get me one of them shirts.
You know?
I'm envious of that
I
shirt you
used
got.
to-
Oh, the
actually,
Miss State shirt?
I earned this one, baby. This one, I earned it. They were a pain in the butt that year, and I earned it.
Yeah.
So we got some guys though that were doing a Mississippi State ball game with Jim Ellis, and
Real quick, for those of you that don't know, that's an $80 shirt. He's wearing.
yeah. Let me.
Nice.
This is what the coaches wear on the field.
Yeah.
So
I know because I've priced that much.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're cool.
Yeah.
They're cool, man.
Did you ever listen to Jim Ellis growing up?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
So Jim was the so they had their original guy who was this big like the voice of Mississippi State forever, and then he retired, and coming up behind him was Jim Ellis, and Jim was 70 years old as the new guy.
Yeah.
You know, he forgot his teeth one time going to a broadcast and had to do the whole broadcast like that with no teeth.
Did he have to call the whole game?
Right, he called the entire game and Mississippi State had a home run.
Oh, God, I wish I had a tape of that.
Oh, my God.
Dude, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I never knew
Does
that
anybody got a
story.
tape of that?
Oh, yeah, we have tapes of that.
We tape
I'll try and find
everything,
it.
bro.
Yeah, we tape everything.
Dude, we could pull some great drops.
Especially the juicy
can't.
stuff.
I can't pull drops from that.
Oh.
No, I can't. I would get in trouble for
Not
that
unless
one.
it's your last day at work.
Unless, of course, I get approval from Mississippi State.
Well, just get it. We'll hang on to it when you retire. You know, someday we'll.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this guy, I got the entire game, 6-hour a baseball game where he,
We'll do a whole episode. We'll get popcorn.
we'll
just
doing his thing. I'll never forget that. But then, last year, I was talking to him because he retired, but he still does baseball. And I was talking to him. Now, keep in mind, I said he's a 70 what? I think he's 76 now. Talked to him last year. I was like, hey, Jim, how's it going? Oh, great. I just had I think he said he fucking gets up every morning, runs 7 miles.
Shit.
Does 12 miles on a rower. And then there was something else. And I'm like, holy shit, man.
Wow. Listening to that.
He's a workout machine.
Listening to his voice, I would have never guessed that he's the type of dude that likes to hit the gym.
No, me either.
Well, he's got that deep testosterone.
Yeah, and it kind of sounds like an old guy.
Because it is an old guy.
He is an old guy.
Yeah. I like the old guy that smoked for years on the Jazz Channel.
Oh, yeah.
Coming in on cool.
That's like Louis Mano.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, that's Caputo's morning regimen, actually. He runs 7 miles a day.
Is that true, Caputo?
Yeah, in my dreams, not in real life.
Yeah.
He wakes up, benches 100, and I guess that's good. Is 100 good?
No. He gets up, benches 600 pounds.
Yeah,
this is
benches
pure
600.
excellence.
You know,
then goes and eats breakfast.
Chases out the bitches from last night, gets rid of those so you can get the fresh ones in.
You know, weights are lighter in Canada, so 600 pounds in Canada is not the same as 600
They got the metric
American
system,
pounds.
man. They don't know what the fuck a pound is.
I forget that with Chris here all the time. I forget he don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. And we're literally the only people on the planet that don't know what the fuck the metric system is.
Yeah, that does.
We're not wrong.
Go America!
We made the metric system and made it easy.
Yeah, but we won WW Deuce.
That's what they say.
Damn right.
What they say.
And we'll win the next two, just like we won every one before, because it's America, goddammit.
Pay no attention to that Vietnam.
Where are you in Canada?
Well, specifically, I'm in Ontario, so I'm like about half hour outside of Toronto, like our main capital there.
Okay.
Nice.
And are you born and raised in Canada?
Yeah.
How close are you to Letterkenny?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Oh, like I've heard of the show. I've never actually watched it.
Oh,
but, like,
you should watch it.
You should.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it takes place, but that's that I don't know.
Dude,
just
it's
look
like
into that.
That show is like if you took my hometown and put it in your home country.
Yes. I know every dude on that fucking show. I know. Too. I was friends with the fucking bartender girl. I swear to God, she was so goddamn weird and was always trying to get laid, and it never worked out for her.
And the tweakers. I knew who the tweakers were. I knew.
Yeah.
Where does one watch Letterkenny?
You can watch it on Hulu.
It's on Hulu?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just looking it up.
I think there's 10 seasons of Letterkenny now.
I have heard of it, but I
just finished watching Shoresy, too. That's fucking fantastic.
Oh, that's great. I hadn't seen that.
So Shoresy was a character that came off of Letterkenny. So Letterkenny was, your main character was a dude who was like a farm kid. Him and his sister, and they had some dude who was always in his chorin' clothes who just showed up all the time. So he became their best friend. And then another guy in overalls who we don't really know what the fuck he did, but his name is Squirrely Dan.
Squirrely Dan.
Of course it was.
Yeah, I know Squirrely
Dan.
And
our main character, his sister's fucking hot, and she's always wearing like skimpy clothes around, and you better not be looking at my sister, Squirrely Dan. Oh, you's a fine woman there. Never mind, you know. It's fucking weird. I love it.
I don't want to say any names on that one because I'll start calling people.
Oh, I know. I know tons of people just like this. Like back home. Yeah. Oh, well, I know that guy. I was that guy.
And the gay youth pastor at the church.
Yes.
Oh, everybody knows one of those.
Yeah, first season he gets fired from the church. Second season he becomes like the bartender, you know, but he's still a youth pastor.
We had a guy that worked with us, and he was super Christian. But I also got a super gay vibe off of him. So my theory was that he was trying to pray away the gay.
Oh, of course.
Scott knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, man, that makes me sad to think about somebody
Dave's gaydar was going off.
Oh, it was ringing, buddy.
You know what I mean? Somebody that's like that terrified to just be themselves.
Yeah.
That's somebody you feel sorry for, man. Like, I hate to see
And
people.
I mean, that's just my theory.
You like to think they'll grow out of it eventually.
One of my buddy's dads never did.
No.
Yeah.
He died though. I can't talk. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about it.
Yeah.
But
don't say anything bad about the dead.
Yeah. Well, I will if I hated him.
He never blossomed into a
Look at how we talk about Phil Spector on our show.
I was actually going to mention the same thing. I said it has to be Phil Spector. We have to talk about that.
Well, Phil Spector. He was kind of a piece of shit.
That guy was a big piece of shit.
Is Gary Glitter dead yet?
No, he's in jail in Vietnam.
He's still rotting in prison.
We're still waiting on that one, Caputo. We still got some time.
I'm hoping he's somewhere with bamboo shoots, like being driven under his fingernails by little Vietnamese children. Oh, Mr. Glitter, we get you back. Oh, and they just shove him in there, man.
Oh, so
to his songs.
He was downloading child pornography, huh?
Yeah, and then he moved to Vietnam to get away from the charges.
Yeah.
And in Vietnam, like, I guess he had a whole village to himself. He had a hell of a time, and then the authorities caught up with him. And so now he's in prison in Vietnam.
And
how the fuck shitty is that?
In Vietnam.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker was a rock fucking star in his time.
Dude, up until he got arrested and charged and put away in Vietnam, they were still playing his shit in arenas.
They still play his shit in arenas.
Not too many anymore.
I have the don't die.
Who's the name of the guy in England? There was like a TV host in the UK that was like, he was
somebody
loved.
does it. Jimmy does it.
Jimmy something.
Yeah.
It was a little kids would write into him and make wishes.
Yes.
And he would
Jimmy Savile.
Yeah. And he would.
Did you guys watch that documentary?
That guy's a fucking creep.
On Netflix?
He died before anybody found out.
Yeah, they found out after he died.
Yeah.
So he got away with it.
Yeah, which makes it even more
So is
shitty.
he in heaven now, like just molesting little kids?
Molesting angels,
right?
Maybe? I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, if everybody dies and you get away with it, right, and you're okay and it's cool and all, I mean, if you go to heaven.
If hell exists, the pedophiles and child people are the ones going there.
I would hope so, man.
Yeah.
I would definitely hope so.
Because at least a murder can be justified.
Yeah, and like my
boy, that's crossing a thin line, though.
You can justify a homicide.
That's like very special extent.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like that much.
But like
can be done.
Ooh,
you can't justify
thin right
a
there.
rape.
Super thin.
Like people that murder people typically can be what's the word? Rehabilitated.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to do with somebody that likes to diddle.
What do you do if you see something like a person who can't be rehabilitated? Like no matter what you say, what you do, whatever happens, they are not changing their mind because they don't see anything wrong with what they're doing.
They're crazy. I mean, you just kill them. I mean, that's all you can do.
But I mean, that's the same sentiment. That's the same vein.
I hate to say it. I mean, I know it sucks that you're killing somebody that's mentally disabled, but if you don't, he gonna kill somebody else. Rather be him than somebody fucking innocent. Fuck it. Knock him out. Why do I got to keep paying for it?
Okay, so here's
like a little piglet to the barn door or something.
I mean, if you can put him in a fucking home and his family pays for it, sure, whatever, let him do it.
Okay, so here's a question that I have seen posited.
My dogs went off when I hit the wall
on some evening news sites.
Oh, what the fuck?
So now they are like actively trying to create software specifically for pedophiles.
Pederasts?
That will allow them to indulge in their urges without actually looking at like a real kid.
That leads me to the robot prosties, right? Like they have over in Holland. What if you give a pedophile like a little robot, like drunks have to get the DUI blower in their car, right?
Yeah.
What if a pedophile gets assigned a little prosty little kid robot that he can fuck?
Yeah.
You can't put all crazy together in the same bucket. Well, you can't. And if this motherfucker knows that he's got this problem, this mental condition, because I mean, I'm not giving them any fucking sympathy. Don't take it that way at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying if this is like a mental fucking condition that they're suffering from and they know it, if there's a way they can get help without
hurting,
because they're scared too. Like, obviously, I mean, I would believe
I
that
would
there's
rather
somebody out there that would reach out for help and try to get help in that scenario.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you would help that though, and that's the other thing.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, do you give them? If they know they have the problem, do you allow them? I mean, they can't hurt anything with a little robot or a doll or something.
If they put it out and kids stop getting touched, then who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I mean, like on one hand, it's definitely creepy as fuck that we would actually like enable a person to indulge in those types of fantasies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it beats the alternative.
But you know what? VR's coming. Virtual worlds.
Absolutely. And the only other thing,
I was watching a thing the other day.
You're going to be able to fuck a unicorn if you want coming up.
I would be afraid, before we move on, I would be afraid of that being normalized. Like,
me too.
In that situation.
Me too.
That's the only thing that I
agree.
can think of negative in that is I would not want anybody.
You would not want. I know. I totally agree. So I was watching this VR thing about these guys that are developing these apps that are supposed to simulate psychedelic trips.
Oh yeah.
And they've been doing like studies with it. And there's this one program, this one VR program that somebody wrote that they say is like virtually indistinguishable from like taking a couple hits of acid or like, taking so many grams of mushrooms.
Interesting.
It definitely piques my interest. Like, I would love to try.
So like you can do drugs without doing drugs?
Yeah, just the visuals and the sound simulate the experience. And
I don't know.
People were saying that it was virtually indistinguishable from the real thing.
That reminds me of a game a long time ago when Steam first came out. It was the Shower with Your Dad simulator.
Oh God!
I mean,
no, thank you.
And it was that's what I think of when you say that. Like, I don't know. That sounds cool and all, but I don't know, man.
I would definitely.
It reminds me of the Shower with Your Dad simulator. I'm good.
Mean, I definitely think you could reach some pretty deep places with VR, just from my own VR experience, like playing that fucking fighter pilot game. Like, that shit tricked my brain into thinking that I was actually fucking flying a plane. Like, I literally had to take the headset off because I was getting nauseous.
I would say, trust me, bro. Shower with Your Dad simulator will make you.
I'm sure
it'll trigger you as well.
Well, I have the VR headset at my house right now. We are borrowing it from my in-laws.
You borrowed that motherfucker the first time I came on this show.
And they took it back and he borrowed it
now
again.
It's been borrowed again.
And I want to tell somebody, I don't know if we've ever sold this on the show or not, but the first time I came here, while we were doing the show, it iced over outside. It was kind of snowing and cold when we got here, but then when we left, it had...
Yeah, it was iced. I remember that
It
night.
had iced while we were in here, and we departed in very odd conditions.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Late at night, high as fuck.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
I'm sorry. The first time, not this time.
Yeah. SOP.
It was an interesting... It was an interesting night.
I think it's funny. Everyone here has their medical card, so there's nothing wrong here.
Yeah.
We're just medicating.
Except Chris, but he's
Absolutely.
Canadian.
Yeah,
He
he
doesn't need a card.
You know what? It doesn't matter for him.
So hey,
Center's up there.
So hey, by the way, guys, speaking of weed, I was at the dispensary the other day, and I was talking to the guy that works there because I'm sure you guys have heard that there's a bill on the ballot in November to legalize recreational.
But
You should vote no for that bill.
yeah, I heard that.
Because
That's going to get voted in, though.
it's going to give control to a very few people. It's basically going to
That's what they
monopolize
tried
the
last
market.
time.
I don't think
They
it's going to.
they tried to do that with medical too, but the people of Missouri actually got it right and voted for the best one.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to vote for the best one this November.
No,
I think people are going to
it's-
see recreational weed and they're going to automatically vote yes.
Man.
So, yeah, I actually hope that this one doesn't
What?
pass.
Okay, so fuck the fact. I mean, it's Missouri. They're always going to find a way to fuck
You know
us,
what, though? I don't
but-
think it's going to be that big of an issue.
Well, how is that going to affect our lives other than some rich cunt getting more money than they need? Like,
Exactly.
At the end of the day. I mean, it sucks.
Here's another interesting fact. The dude at the dispensary showed me a printout of the bill as it was written, and the very first line on the bill said, "No possession limits." Then you go down to like
Okay.
line item number 11, and it says 3-ounce possession limit. Like the actual bill contradicts itself just in the language. Yeah.
So it's going to be whatever they want to enforce.
Basically, the issue that everyone has a problem with is it establishes it doesn't open the market up to new people coming in. Like, it will allow new business to come in, but they have to file for a permit, and then they have to wait the however many days.
Yeah.
It allows the current businesses to keep rolling and then expand,
Which gives them a huge advantage.
gives them priority.
Yeah.
Support the businesses you're supporting now, then, if that passes. That's
Yeah.
really the only thing we can do.
And the worry is that it'll make them guys already big enough now bigger.
Because I do feel like we have a...
It's a monopoly, and the federal government would bust that up.
Yeah, I feel like...
Somebody with a little bit of money outside of Missouri would try to get in.
Yes, and that's exactly what's happened here with medical.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll suck like the first couple of years, but somebody with a little bit of money is going to be affected by this, and they're going to have the money to go fuck that and make them change it.
Why do you think Missouri changed their mind? I mean, when medical passed, they shuffled their feet for almost 2 years to give the first person their license. I mean, everybody was applying. We even have a friend who is a local grower.
I was number 63.
Really?
I was very early in the medical card. And then
Your name's in a database somewhere underground in a vault.
And then I let it expire, so now my number is not nearly as cool.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't going to fuck with that when it first came out, because you would have to pay the $150, and then they're still dicking off and jerking off over there. And then, but when renewal time comes along, you're going to pay the fuck again.
Oh
Yeah.
And you didn't even get to use it because there was fucking.
They were still
there was nowhere to
around,
get it. Yeah, illegally. Yeah, no, I didn't get it.
But you
right
paid
after
your money.
Yeah, right after they passed it, I didn't get it. Like I waited until actually because I cultivated for a year, so I was growing my own shit for a while.
I don't know how to do that.
I'm from the country. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying
I've got
I'm
lucky.
from the country.
Yes,
You
you
throw
are.
dirt in the ground, you water it.
Stuff
grows.
happens.
It's funny how that is. A plant that you can literally grow in your house, and it's illegal.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah. Not in Canada, lucky bastard.
Can you guys
But we
grow?
only get a 5 per household limit. So.
Oh, it's
Oh, for real?
5 plants per household.
Oh, is that all?
I mean, do they come and check it? Like, oh, that's 6 plant. That's shady.
I mean, if one of your neighbors wants to be a snitch, then maybe, but I highly doubt they would.
So does a Mountie on a horse come knock on your door and be like, "Hey there, buddy,
No,
what you got there?"
Actual police in cars.
Hey there, Mr. Caputo. Hey there. Just checking to see about that plant.
I'm not trying to be rude.
Don't you know there? See, this is what the raid sounds like when they come busting in the front door. Oh, excuse me.
Pardon.
Sorry about
there.
that. Sorry, there. You see how scared he got? He was kind of looking around
he was
a
like,
little
oh,
bit,
shit.
like, "Oh shit, are they
Here?
coming?"
It's the fuzz.
Dave's not here, man.
That's my favorite term for the police, the fuzz.
fuzz.
The
Yeah,
fuzz.
that's a good one. That's a good one. So in Missouri, if you are a licensed cultivator, I think you can have up to 6 flowering plants at a time.
Take that, Canada.
Which means that you could have like little seedlings.
won.
As long as they're
I
not in the
won.
flowering stage, you can have as many as you want.
Oh,
But,
really?
But
So you can only
have 6 that are flowering.
You got 7 that are flowering. That 7th one's got it.
Your ass is going to jail,
You
bro.
better smoke that motherfucker pretty
right.
quick.
Oh, and here's the other thing about the new law that they're trying to pass that the dude at the dispensary told me. So apparently the way that new law is written also, the police can just like fucking come into your house at any time and just check your grow. Yeah.
Oh, well.
And just check your grow?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, like
that is fucked up.
Yeah. Now, like when I signed up for cultivation, I did have to check a box that said like that I gave them permission to come check my shit out if they ever wanted to.
I had to check a box that said I would not grow.
Yeah, me too this time because I'm not growing anymore. But yeah, man, it's a whole.
Hey, man, what a time to fucking be alive, though.
I know, right?
We were talking about this earlier. Like we were talking about the Bic lighters with the little stems on them.
Yeah.
I live in a time when fucking Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart
are in commercials.
Do a commercial together, and Martha Stewart's like, "Oh, these lighters are great for lighting candles."
Right.
And it cuts to Snoop, and he's like, "And other things."
Right.
And it's like, "Fuck yes."
I love the Martha Stewart Snoop Dogg relationship.
They probably smoke together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Well, hell yeah.
All right, so
I'd
let's
smoke
be
a joint
honest.
with Martha Stewart.
Would you guys bang Martha Stewart?
No.
I would have in the 90s, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if I could go back in time and bang Martha Stewart right when she blew up.
Only if she makes me something to eat afterwards.
Yeah, she kind of had that cougar milk thing going
Right.
on
Oh,
when
100%,
she first came
dude.
out.
Oh, she's a panther now, man.
She's out there slaying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got that your best friend's grandma look.
Oh
For
no.
sure.
She's too old to enjoy She's too old to enjoy the hunt, but she still enjoys the spoils.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Is that why they call it? Did you look that up?
No, that's all here, man.
Look
Sorry.
what up.
She's a panther.
Why we call it a cougar?
Oh yeah, we never got to the bottom of that.
No, a cougar is too old to go out and hunt, but can still.
Sorry about that.
Dave's watching the game.
Dave's phone's going off.
My bad.
Is the game going off? Who's winning?
Checking the score.
Checking the score.
Who's winning?
Cardinals are down 3-1.
Who cares?
But we just hit a home run.
Sports.
So yeah.
Sport.
Caputo, are you a sports guy? Are you a sports fan?
Yeah, it depends on the sport. I mean, I follow
hang on, Chris.
stuff.
Hang on, Chris. What sport would you think he watches?
Tennis.
Oh.
Well, he
I don't know,
knows because I said Cardinals.
I'm thinking America is a lot of football and
No,
baseball.
I was talking about Chris.
Yeah,
What sport? I was talking to Dave.
What sport would
Oh.
I think that Chris watches?
Yeah.
So you have knowledge that he is into a particular sport?
Yes.
Can you give me that? Okay. So,
What's he got going
Now
on?
he's
in the
Canadian.
background?
There's your hint.
I know. I was trying to think of.
fuck, what?
That's a big hint. Come on.
Fucking curling.
No.
I was trying to figure out what the Canadian stereotype sports are besides
Yeah.
the one I say all the time.
What's
Hockey?
the one you say all the time? Oh, hockey. Yeah,
Hockey.
of course. But it's not that.
No, it's not. I was just trying to get you to
Curling.
say hockey just to fuck with Chris. Be like, hey, you asshole.
All right,
'Cause
Chris.
he knows what I'm doing.
Let's hear it. I just want to hear it because I'm not going to be able to guess it.
Lacrosse.
No, it's pretty.
No, it's soccer.
Soccer. Yeah, is soccer pretty big in
Soccer.
Canada?
In some parts, yeah. Like
Yeah.
where I live, it's more like Italian predominant sort of neighborhood. So like,
Yeah,
Isn't it big
all I
everywhere?
hear is
except in
fucking soccer.
kind of. Yeah, I mean, but even in America, like I have definitely noticed in the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 years, like at our job, some of the younger people that we hire
Love them some soccer.
are into soccer.
But
yeah.
if I'm being honest, the sport that's taken over is going to be esports.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
yeah,
you're probably
video
right.
games.
Too.
Yep,
Oh,
video games. My kids right now, they're the next generation coming up. They don't give a fuck about traditional sports.
Yeah.
They want to watch a kid sitting behind a desk or telling them how to, beat Minecraft or something.
Yep.
Boys, that means them NFL payoffs are going to decline.
Very
so our
much.
time is around the corner.
Hard
Right?
times are
I'm
coming.
telling you.
man. Yeah.
They're going to start not being able to pay all these millions of dollars. Guys used to making millions to
Oh, it's
15,
all-
$20 a game,
as a
and
person-
then we get to get in there.
As a person that's working in the collegiate world, that actually is what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rights. The only thing going up are rights fees, man.
So Dustin is rocking a Chiefs shirt tonight.
I saw that.
How long have you been a Chiefs fan?
Okay, now I started
And
Wrong
is there
kinda-
another team that you
wrong
loved
kind of football, by the
before
way.
the Chiefs?
Mississippi State.
Okay, so the college team, yeah.
Now, when I came here, I didn't really watch a lot of NFL, and I would listen to it on the radio when I started getting into Kansas City.
Yeah.
And one of the first times in my streak of not missing a game, one of the first games I didn't miss was the last game that took us to the playoffs. Not the last one, but when we won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, which was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, and then we won that game. I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. I'm going to watch the Chiefs next week. And then we won the playoffs, and then I was like, fuck, they're going to go to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I didn't know enough about the NFL to even have a guess who was going to the Super Bowl. So I watched the Super Bowl. I was like, fuck yeah, that was an awesome season. And then we got last season.
Yeah.
And that was a killer fucking season. I just picked up where they left off.
Yeah.
And then they bit the fucking dust right at the end. But, man, that last game.
They really bit the dust, like, in the second half, man.
That next to last game, though, was the best ball game I've seen. The second best ball game I've ever seen in my life.
The playoff game that they barely won?
The one that we won, that took us to the playoffs. We didn't win the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
The one that took us to the playoffs when we had 18 seconds on the clock and we was in a bad field position.
Yeah.
And them motherfuckers intercepted that ball, and I remember I stood up. I was on my knees in front of the TV.
If I remember correctly, the last 2 games that they played that season, they started out with big leads, and then they just fucking sucked in the second half.
That's the Chiefs, man.
And like the first one, they managed to squeak the win out, but then obviously Super Bowl or whatever game it was that they lost, they.
Oh, yeah, we went to another Super Bowl since I've been watching the Chiefs. That's right.
Yeah.
Because it was the first Super Bowl, the one that we won.
Yeah.
Then we went to another Super Bowl.
Lost,
and then we went through the playoffs. Yeah, there's a whole... Yeah, I forgot about 2020 year. It was all
weird,
that 21? That would have been 21. That'd have been the 21 season anyway.
Yeah.
Dave, did you just belch?
I think so, yeah. I think I did. Yeah.
What the hell?
Did you hear it?
I did.
I did
what the
on the show
hell
last
happened to
week
him?
all the time because our microphone fucked up in our last taping of Guns and Radio, and my sound wasn't coming through this. It was coming through my webcam.
Oh,
so
that's the worst.
I'd mute my mic, and I was drinking a White Claw, so I was getting all bubbly, and I'd go...
Hey, man, there ain't no laws with them claws.
No,
now,
sir.
Caputo over here, to show you the manners on this man, Caputo over here did not sell a single one. He's hearing me burp every time on his end. And he normally doesn't hear this because I normally mute my mic when I do it, but I do it a lot.
You got the old cough button?
He's not even saying a word. So I'm none the wiser until the episode comes out. And then I find out when everybody's on Monday when the show's running for the world to hear. Don't got time to edit it out or nothing.
Oh, no.
Fuck it. I left it in. It's funny.
It's better that way.
It made great radio.
Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck it,
man.
we'll do it live.
That's the beautiful thing about podcasting is like...
All the radio, none of the bullshit.
You don't have to worry about like sounding super produced or like super... like worrying about this segment and that segment. Like with podcasting, you just do what the fuck you want, man. And people seem to love that too. Like people are starved for long form conversations.
Preach it, brother Dave.
Yeah.
Preach it.
Well, it's because we're their friends. After a while, you get to listening to us, and they start to hear us.
Yeah, you're hanging
as
out.
A friendly voice. Like we may not be able to hear them and everything, but they're able to hear us, and they're able to be a part of our conversation.
That's why so many people have gotten into like guys like Joe Rogan. Is that even when they're not. Even though they're not there, like you get to when you listen to a guy, for 3 hours a show, several times a week, like you do feel like you that person.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah.
Like I feel like if Joe Rogan walked up to me today and I met him, like there's a million things that I could talk to that
I
guy
had to
about.
remember that when I met Conrad Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's my podcast like favorite is Conrad, and he was standing next to the announcer of every wrestling show I watched when I was a fucking child.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd meet this man, much less Conrad. And I shook hands with Tony, spoke to him for like 2 seconds, then went over and introduced myself to Conrad. It was a meet and greet, so it wasn't like I ran up on him at the airport. And
Should have.
Right.
Oh, that's a dick move I've learned. The hotels and the airports are dick moves.
Yeah,
I've done that to celebrities in the past. I did that to Guns N' Roses a few times.
Yeah.
But I've learned in hindsight from when you get on TV and a little bit of that shit starts to happen to you, you start kind of seeing like that behavior from that side and how it looks when somebody's doing that.
Yeah.
And it's fucking creepy and it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And
I feel like you should just leave people alone if they are, like if they're eating at a restaurant.
if they're at a meet and greet, then by all means, say
Sure,
whatever
of
you wanna
course.
say.
I feel like that's the price you pay for going out, being out there.
For being a celebrity.
Well, you can
being
go
out
up to
there.
them and say hi, or just don't make a scene or anything.
Yeah.
Just acknowledge that you know who they are, and that,
I had a buddy that met Ozzie Smith at the St. Louis airport and went up and started talking with him.
Yeah.
And Ozzie would not shut the fuck up.
So I had a buddy.
Ozzie was talking to him like he was trying to end the conversation, and Ozzie wanted to keep going.
I had a buddy do the same thing. He was filling vending machines at Barnes Jewish Hospital at the time, and Stan the Man Musial came in.
Greatest
And
Cardinal of all time.
He was the great. I mean, he's no one was Stan the Man.
No.
And my buddy did not know who he was. And Stan came in like every week to see the kids unit, and he'd come in, sign like bats and gloves and shit, and he'd give these kids like thousands of dollars out of his own pocket.
Dude, he signed
Like he
so
was
many
an
autographs.
amazing human being.
He was,
right. And he
yeah.
talked with my buddy like for 2 days because my buddy had no idea who he was. He's like, we talked
Yeah.
about everything, not
Except
sports.
baseball. Yeah, my brother-in-law met Stan, and same thing. Like, Stan would not shut the fuck up.
He's an
and I don't
amazing
mean,
human
I don't
being.
mean that in a bad way. I just mean like he was happy to talk.
Yeah, you don't get that very
Yeah.
often.
Especially from
Someone like that.
some of the
Somebody
greatest
famous.
athletes
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Did I ever tell you about the first time somebody came up to me that knew who I was that I didn't know them and thought we were friends?
I don't think so.
I've had that before. I used to be in commercial radio. I've had that. I've had old ladies call me and like talk to me and tell me their entire fucking life story while I'm on the air on a Friday night.
Well, now they hit you up on Facebook, and you can at least know that they're in the area, so you can expect it. But back then, we didn't have a lot of social media, and this was
Right.
one of my first gigs that was televised, and a lot of people were seeing it. And I lived in the middle of nowhere, kind of like Dave here, allegedly.
Yeah.
Oh, allegedly. No, it's a true story.
I don't know. I've never been to your house.
True
I live
story.
30 minutes from everywhere in the middle of the woods.
Hey, that's where I was.
Same here, dude.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's Dave.
And so I'm sitting on my front porch smoking a fucking bong. Not even a joint, like a whole ass glass
there you
bong.
go, yeah.
And
That's a good little rip right there.
that is a good one.
That's a good one.
Too bad there was nothing in it.
And so this car pulls up in my driveway, and I'm seeing it, and I see it coming because it was a long driveway.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of slid the bong up under the chair and was like, oh, what we got going on here?
Yeah.
She gets out of the car. She comes up to me and she starts talking to me. I'm like, hey, yeah. She's very excited and very cordial, very nice. I'm like, yeah, hey, how's it going? Yeah, hey.
Who the fuck
And
you again?
And then we got a few minutes of greetings, and then what can I do for you?
Yeah, like, hey, it's me.
What you need?
What do you want? Yeah.
And she was like, she was kind of offended I didn't recognize her. And I was like,
Should you have recognized
Yeah, I was
her?
going to say, why should you have recognized her?
because she came to all of the shows. We
Oh.
did wrestling at the time, and she was at all of the shows.
I
She was
see.
in the crowd.
So was it like super groupie throwing herself at you?
No, with nothing like that. It was really a friendly interaction. She saw me sitting out on my porch. She recognized me. She wanted to meet me, so she came up. And I didn't have a no trespassing sign or nothing. I mean, but that had never happened to me, and it didn't. Like, she seemed friendly enough. Her intention was well, but I think I embarrassed her a little bit, and she kind of left not long after that.
Yeah.
But I didn't mean to. Like,
Pull your wiener out?
if I had been well, let's do it.
Well, here we go. All right,
You must be my 12 o'clock.
It's nice of the fellers to get me a stripper at this age.
Even an older one,
Even
too.
an older
I like
Oh,
They even knew I liked the Cougars.
Damn, they knew I liked them rough. Get
Well,
on
how
in
much
here,
do I owe
baby.
No,
That's
but no. She was really nice, and I felt bad. I feel bad to this day because it's like the second time it happened, I was much more prepared for it. And I think the last time it happened, I got mouth kissed in Walmart in front of my dad
Oh.
by some chick.
Holy fuck.
I was hoping it was going to be in front of your wife.
No, dude, I was married at the time. though. And my dad was such a fucking trooper. This is how I know my daddy got my back. He didn't say a fucking word. He didn't bring it up again until
Right.
we was long gone.
Hey, you didn't
Nobody-
ask for it.
Nobody but me and him. And he goes, no, he didn't know that. And he goes, so who was that?
Yeah.
And I had to explain, which he did not believe me either.
You had a fan?
That was super
that
groupie.
I didn't even know, like it I didn't know that until I saw her at in the crowd a couple of weeks later, because I
Yeah.
I knew a few faces. Like, I knew the people that I got the best reactions out of and what buttons to push to piss them off. You learn people. You learn how to satisfy your customers.
Oh, yeah. You know your base.
But then there's people in the third row and the fourth row, and you always try to play to the back row, but that don't mean you can see them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So other than that, those diehards that was always right in the front every time, I didn't recognize a lot of faces. There's a lot of motherfuckers that come up there. Look how long it took me to know who you guys are.
I know, right? You had to Google. You had to do a deep dive on us.
We're glad you did, though.
Dave Jordan. Scott Merriman.
At least with Caputo, I had the advantage of putting his name on graphics.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Did you like Facebook stalk him or anything whenever you guys first met?
No, I didn't know. We didn't. It took us a while to even turn the webcam on. I never knew what this cat looked like for the first...
Okay, so here's a great question.
30 episodes.
Is this the most on-screen time he's ever had then?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, good.
No.
Okay,
I was like, holy cow.
So here's what I want to know. How did you picture him in your head? What did you think he would look like? Because this is always a fun one for me working in radio, because I work with all these very talented play-by-play people, and they never look like what I picture them in my head.
Yeah, the old man that I had in my head runs 8 miles, rows
exactly.
12.
Yeah.
Well, you'll listen to Caputo's voice when he speaks.
Uh-huh.
And
Here, hold on. Give us a little something.
What's going on?
Oh, there we go. So what do you think that guy looks like?
Okay, so
Hey
when I first got to talking with Caputo, I imagined in my head about a 6'8" African American man.
Sounds about right.
Did you just imagine Dikembe Mutombo?
Yeah, I'm like 6'8". Holy cow, that's a short guy.
Have you remember that meme that came out way back in the day of the successful black man where he was like a African American dude and he had on a nice suit and it was like a business pose, but he still had a serious look on his face?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, though.
Anyway, that's kind of what I imagined. And we weren't doing audio at the time, so I would take a picture of a successful black man and Larry the Cable Guy and put the two together.
Yeah. Just Photoshop them together.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be what we look like. And then later it became... there was this dude on a board game about cigarettes from the 70s that became my guy when we figured out what each other looked like. And Caputo became the guy from the cover of the Blue Oyster Cult album, the one about Don't Fear the Reaper.
The dude holding the thing or whatever.
Yeah, the magic cards. Yeah. So that was
nice.
That's Caputo's doppelganger, famous doppelganger, is the guy from
Blue Oyster Cult.
Yep.
Yeah. From the album cover.
Need more cowbell, bro.
Yeah, that's the one.
Need more cowbell.
I need to label one of these cowbell.
Do we have a cowbell?
No, but we need one. We got this.
We'll get one.
I just gave away my cowbell.
Son of
I didn't
a
know I
bitch.
was going to be doing this. I kept more of my props. I was running out of space.
You know, that's why we can't have nice things, bro.
Yeah, you keep giving away the fucking cowbell,
You
man.
keep giving our shit away.
Stop
to
it.
get my props over here.
Well, boys, I got to pee. You know what that means.
Dave's got a piss on the old 77.
But before we do that, we want to thank our Patreon subscribers.
Hey, big ups to JT. He was
Paranormal
supposed
Son.
to be on the show tonight. He had a scheduling issue. We'll get him on soon.
Rain check coming up soon, hopefully next week.
Absolutely.
Biscuit Strength, man.
Biscuit.
Who I think is also going to be joining us.
He's going to be on
soon,
next
Friday.
week.
Yeah, next week. So then we got our good buddy Jamie Rector at In the Groove Records. We got the big homie Dub IZ.
And the fam over at Chess Team Records.
Yes, and our good friends at the Jefferson City Paranormal Society.
That's right.
Thank you, guys.
That's right. Hey,
Scott,
speaking of,
tell them what they can get for a Patreon subscription.
So for $5 a month, that's just a cup of Starbucks coffee. You can get a large venti for that price. Yeah. You can get early access to episodes. You can also get behind-the-scenes action with some after-hours content.
And
you
we
can
do
hear
mean action, folks.
I mean, it's. We had a whole episode talking about some craziness, some adult stuff.
You got to pay for that. Yeah, you got to pay.
You got to pay for that one.
Yeah, I try to keep it a certain rating on this show until we get to after hours.
You know, and then after hours, boy, it just goes off.
That's when the pants get pulled down.
We also have stickers and merch and everything else, so feel free.
Swag.
We got a little bit. If you see us out and about, get you some.
That's right. check the drive-thrus. You might see our sticker in a
You
drive-thru
might
somewhere.
see us several places. There's
Men's rooms.
an alleged guerrilla warfare tactic advertising stickering campaign going on.
Yep.
Not
hell
done
yeah.
by us.
We don't know nothing about
No,
that.
I don't know anything about it.
So, folks, we'll see you after this.
Let's take a break. Dave's got to piss. We'll be back on the old 77. Dave's pissing on the old 77.
Right in his chair as we speak.
Right there.
It's actually kind of weird.
Oh, my legs
If I'm
are
being
warm.
honest.
It's so warm.
Grab the bottle.
Hey guys, Scott here from the old 77. I just want to take a moment and tell you about Infinite Moment Photography. I was down at the Noreen Access a couple of months ago. I was shooting bottles for the Hot Wings Challenge. Went off without a hitch. Thank you. And a big thanks goes to this guy, Rob Schaefer from Infinite Moment Photography. Rob was down at the Noreen Access taking some pictures. He had his impressive equipment out, let me tell you. The guy's got this lens it's huge. You could zoom in on the Capitol. It's like spyware lens stuff. But he got some amazing photos. I saw some of the stuff he did that day. Walked up while I was taking photos of the bottles and said, hey man, I gotta know, what's this all about? So I told him about the Hot Wings Challenge. He said, hey, you mind if I take some? You know, I kind of do this. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. They turned out amazing. Just look at this. So a big ups to Rob Schaefer from Infinite Moment Photography. He's out of Lynn, Missouri. Find him online at infinitemomentphotography.com. You can also go to Facebook at Infinite Moment Photography. You can see some of his work, send him a message. Family, wedding, newborn, nature photos, Rob does it all, and it's amazing. Check him out online at infinitemomentphotography.com and on Facebook at Infinite Moment Photography. Damn, Dave, this one thumps, bro.
It ain't me.
Welcome back to the old 77.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe Oh my God, I don't think I've ever had anybody just have a spontaneous orgasm on the show before.
Well, you know, last week I had my hands down my pants for half the episode.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I told you it's an intimidation factor. That's what we were just talking about before we came on the air.
I get more pussy when I keep my hands down there. It adds a ray of mysteriousness.
The ladies are at the bar and they're saying, hey, he's got his hand on his dick. I wonder what's behind that.
What's he all about?
Ooh.
You know, if he can't keep
Now
his
I'm
hands off it.
Right. I was watching a
Gladys, you let me
documentary.
handle that?
Have any of you guys watched that documentary on Netflix, The Most Hated Man on the Internet?
No, is that like Don't Fuck with Cats?
I think it's made by the same people.
Okay.
Actually, now that you say that, no, it's about this dude. He used to own a website called like Who's Up or Who's Still Up or some shit.
Oh, is anyone up?
Yeah.
What?
That was the Hunter Moore thing.
Yeah, the Hunter Moore. Yeah.
Is anyone up?
Is anyone up? Yeah. So it's a documentary that came out on Netflix. I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. I just watched it last night. But basically, it's this dude that started this website that people mainly posted like revenge porn to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he built a whole fucking empire out of this website, and
It was fucked up.
there were people sending in pictures of underage girls. And
I don't know about that.
Well, there was,
that's what
because
got him-
that was
is that what got him busted?
That was eventually what undid him.
You know
How
what
did
that
they
sounds
get past
like?
that on Pornhub, like and stuff like that?
Well, they don't. That's why Pornhub just deleted a whole bunch of shit off of their website.
How do you know?
What year was that, though?
When they deleted it?
No. When all this dude did his thing.
I'm talking,
because I'm trying to think.
Like
2005-ish.
Okay, so that would have been around the time that there was this private. God, I can't remember what it was called. It was like Upload Go or something. But there was a dude who had started this like file transfer.
Yeah.
And people were doing a lot of file transfer and illicit porn and things and underage kids and shit.
Right.
All through this dude's like, it was Mega Upload.
I remember that one.
MegaUpload.com.
I see that pisses me off because Mega Upload was a great site to
it was
store
fantastic.
shit.
It was also
fantastic.
Yeah.
Way ahead of its time. But the record companies, industry,
I was
things
going to
like
say
that
it's a great
came
site
in.
to pirate music
Exactly.
from.
Of course.
Because that's where I got 90% of my pirated music.
Yeah.
But we also used it to share files, like back in the day. And Chris knows this story. But if you ever listen to the show that's on our feed called Band: The Real Life Misadventures of Rick Dunsford and Friends, we have an episode titled "God, the Devil, and Dwayne." Mm-hmm. Now, Dwayne is a buddy of ours that we figured out as long as you say it to him on the phone, he would fall for anything. Like he's kind of like he's not like mentally challenged. He's like Kelso from '70s Show. He was our good friend. We loved him, but he's kind of an idiot.
Love me some Kelso.
He's the lovable idiot.
He was, and that was what Dwayne was, and he'd
No
get mad.
offense.
He would get mad if he heard me say that. But I mean, that's
I don't even know the dude.
That's how it is. We loved him though, and we used to prank call him all the time, and we would record these calls and send them to each other via Mega Upload. And since you could stream on Mega Upload without having to download it, we never downloaded it. So we had this whole 2-week storyline where God and angels and the devil are fighting over Dwayne because Dwayne had found some stick in the woods, and he thought it was some kind of fucking. No, this is a true story. Dwayne had found some kind of stick in the woods, and he thought it was like some kind of ancient carvings on it, but it was like where the worms had eaten like the past.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
and
You can't tell me those aren't ancient carvings.
they're either worms or like
he was
beetles.
chosen.
Yeah.
So then Rick calls Dwayne, pretends to be an angel, and gives him this story about how that stick is the key to the gates of hell, and God has chosen Dwayne to protect it because no other human is worthy other than Dwayne. And Dwayne falls for this bullshit, and this is the best part. And that sucks because the call is gone forever, so I don't reference it a lot. But there's a little clip in that call that was just my perfect. I would set that as my ringtone. It was so funny.
Yeah.
And it was, "You're an angel. Where are you from?" And he's using a voice modifier, and you hear the pause, like what a stupid question.
You like the thought? Yeah.
Give me a high pitch.
I was gonna say, high pitch.
We don't have. You got to pay extra for that.
Okay, this is fine. I'm an angel of the Lord. Where are you from? Heaven, Dwayne. I'm from heaven.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's Scotty Merriman on the faders, folks.
Yeah, thank you. Horrible job.
No, you did great, bro. You did great.
Oh, but yeah, so there was a whole 2 week. Well, immediately after this
We're
call,
still working out the kinks.
a couple hours later, he starts getting phone calls from the devil.
Oh man,
trying to get that stick from him.
I don't have one of those.
And it starts out as "Hey Dwayne, you know that stick? There we go. Hey Dwayne, you know that stick with all the carvings on it? Yeah. I need to get that from you. I can't give you that stick. I've got to keep it. I got to have it. Listen, Dwayne, I don't know who you've been talking to or anything, but I need that stick. It's going to be fine. Who is it? Listen, God damn it. You listen to me, you macaroni shit. You give me that fucking stick. And just for 2 weeks he would get these calls, and the devil and Dwayne would never give the devil the stick. This is the best part of the saga. If we had the whole collection and I could release it, I would, because it's such a beautiful masterpiece. It's a great saga, and it gets to the part where now for the past 2 weeks, Dwayne has been tempted with women and money, and he'll be the king of the new world when Satan unlocks the gates and unleashes hell on earth. And Dwayne, and so he won't give up the stick. Then he's been threatened with hellfire, brimstone, demons are going to haunt him and everything. Threaten this man with anything. It gets retarded on the shit he gets threatened with. But then at the end, when Dwayne finally breaks, we weren't even expecting him to break on this. It was just a normal Tuesday at this point in our lives. I was like, Dwayne, I'm going to tell you something, motherfucker. You either give me the stick and I'll make you a king, or you don't give me the stick and I'm going to fuck you in the ass. And Dwayne goes, okay, fine, I'll give you the stick. And then he goes, yeah, well, good.
It's cool. That's what I said.
And
that's
it
what
all
I've been
happens
saying the whole time.
It all comes up to the Pop Evil concert, and this is the grand finale. And we couldn't have wrote this any better. Rick tells Dwayne, or the devil tells Dwayne, that he's going to come to him at the Pop Evil concert in the form of a woman in a red dress.
Oh no!
And he's got to give her the stick. And then we're at the concert. We're all having a good time. Nobody was going to show up. It was just us fucking with Dwayne. And then we look over at the door, and our friend Candace came in. And Candace was blonde, and she was very beautiful. And she had a figure like a supermodel.
Yeah.
And she comes walking in wearing black high heel shoes
and a red dress
and a one-piece skin-tight red dress. And the look on Rick's face when he saw her and laid eyes on her was priceless, dude. Like, he goes running up to this girl and he's like, please do me this favor. Will you please go up to this man and say, give me the stick, you fucking cocksucker. And now she has no reference on what the fuck we're talking.
She had no idea what the hell's going on.
And it took a little convincing.
Yeah.
But she did it.
Nice.
She goes up to Dwayne, grabs him, and goes, give me the stick, cocksucker. And Dwayne, his face turned white as this fucking wall. And you know in the cartoons where their hair stands up before they scream? That's
right.
I swear to God.
Dude jumped out of his skeleton.
Dude, Dwayne, like he did this. Like he did this one. And he goes, and he takes off out the door. And then we go running after Dwayne to see where he went outside, and he's nowhere to be found, and we got scared. And Rick tried to call him, couldn't get a hold of him. And then I tried to call him, couldn't get a hold of him. Matt tried to call him, couldn't get a hold of him. And then Rick got an idea, and he used the Angel phone number that he'd been caller ID faking Dwayne.
Oh.
And he used the Angel phone number to fake out and get Dwayne to come back in. But then I see this is where the joke should be over. Look, Dwayne, we've just been fucking with you, buddy. Come on in, we'll buy you some beers.
But no.
But of course that's not what the fuck happened. So instead, Rick's doing the Angel voice, and he tells, I don't have a quote for it.
I was like, waiting.
I don't have a quote for it. It's better this way because I don't know exactly what he said.
I was fixing to be like, all right, so it's, yeah.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Yes?
Dwayne, you got to go back. What? I don't want to go back. She's here. Dwayne. Listen, man. Because Rick doesn't do a good character either. No. Listen, man. You got to go save her. She's under a magic spell.
What? What was that?
She's under a magic spell. You got to go save her and free her from the demons. So he tells him you got to go grab her, shake her, and scream "Maui Bagawi" or some shit.
This poor girl, she never saw it coming.
And then Dwayne comes back in, and we all see him, but he doesn't know we see him.
Oh my God!
And he's coming in, looking around, all shifty-eyed. I remember he was holding a beer because he wasn't gonna put that beer down.
No.
And we're still in the South, mind you.
Yeah.
He goes up to her and he grabs her on the shoulder, sitting around. And then she goes, "Oh God, what happened? Who are you? Where am I?"
Oh my God!
Oh, no.
And then Dwayne's like, "Oh, I saved you. Give me a hug." And then the best part, we didn't even get this on film or anything.
That's too bad.
There's video floating around out there if you can find it of Dwayne casting the demon out. I have seen it recently.
I've seen it recently.
Yeah, since we did the podcast about it, I've seen the footage now. The footage has been found and provided of that.
The footage has been found.
But my favorite part of the night is I was sitting over at the bar. It was between bands. The show had already started. We were getting ready for Pop Evil to come on. I'm sitting over at the end of the bar just having a beer and chilling, and Dwayne, and there's these girls over there, and Dwayne comes walking up, gets between me and these girls, and he orders the beer, and he starts flirting with this girl all of a sudden. He goes, "What's up, baby? See me cast that demon?"
Yeah.
And that was my favorite part of the whole thing.
That's a pickup line. That's pickup worthy.
I know, right?
Right? Shit.
Hey, man.
You see me cast that demon out. So
you see why I had to tell the whole
That's
story.
the ultimate pickup line.
It's a long story, but I had to get to that punchline at the end. Is the best part.
That's the best pickup line, man.
I don't know, man. My dad told me a slew of pickup lines when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, so your mom's mom and my mom's mom, so we must be related. That worked for my father. That was his that was his pussy jam. He's like, man, you get those girls up in there to be like, oh, all right. And I'm like,
you tell them they're related?
That's what I
I'm trying to figure this one out.
Hey, man, that was the old-timey days when it was okay to fuck your cousin, I guess.
This is some kind of new kind of math that I don't know about. Hold on. You carry the force?
I don't know,
like
man.
The old brother, where art thou?
That's what worked in the 60s, I guess, you know?
Hey,
it was the time for free love.
It was the time. And apparently my pop down in Alton somewhere had a girl like as wet as a dish rag. Now, these are his words. Pressed up against the fucking porch, right? And she started doing shit he didn't like. So he spun her belt around and belted her to the fucking porch and left her there. And she was like, "Let me get out!" Like screaming and yelling on her porch. Her dad had to come get her like at 1 a.m.
Oh my god!
My pop was fucking savage, man.
Oh, that's funny. I don't chase the pussy chase me.
I got a video to share with you guys. Can I share a video with you guys
man,
real quick?
Let's see if we can do this. We're going to try this here. Here we go, man.
Okay. So an Idaho man broke a Guinness World Record by using his nose to inflate 10 balloons in 1 minute.
What?
So he tried to break this record about 5 years ago, but issues including cold seasons and allergy seasons
there we go.
kept him from exceeding the previous record of 9 balloons. So, fuck it. Let's just skip to the video, right?
Makes sense.
Well,
here we go.
Let's.
Oh, boy.
Hey there, folks. It's David Rush going after the Guinness World Record title. The most balloons inflated in 1 minute using only the nose. Current mark is 9, and that's my target today. Hey there, folks. It's David Rush here. Boy, does that feel good.
Advertisement.
In 1 minute using only my nose. I'm not going to say I got it on my first try because, Jeremy, did I?
Click on that ad so we can get this man paid.
Watch this shit, man.
I'm going to go ahead and mute this dude.
Yeah, because that's gonna be harsh on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that, man.
Oh,
it's like one move. Like, he's got it down.
Now, I wonder, like...
Didn't Howie Mandel do this?
Does he purposefully, like... Because, like, wouldn't you think having, like, one nostril being clogged would actually be an advantage for something like this? Like, you clog the shit out of one nostril?
Not if you're putting them both, though.
He's doing both, isn't he? Yeah,
he's pushing from his diaphragm,
He's double barreling it.
Like, see, if you watch his chest and his stomach, he's pushing from his diaphragm.
Dude, I bet you this dude would be a hell of, like, a horn player.
I bet he'd be a hell of a singer. He could at least, I don't know if he could hold the pitch, but he could at least hold the note.
Yeah. He's probably good at eating pussy, too.
That's just what I was thinking, man. You put a snorkel in that guy's nose, and he ain't never coming up.
Yeah, man. His wife must be super satisfied.
You old motorboating son of a bitch, you.
Yeah, right?
You old sailor.
You know what I'm thinking, though? Somebody had to pop all these balloons, and you know somebody took a booger to the face.
True. Let's have a moment of silence for whoever that person was.
Because it seems like any time a booger finds its way flying at you, it's always going to land around the mouth region.
He barely hit the record. He got it in 59 seconds, 59.87
All right,
second.
well.
Congratulations, though, right? Yeah. All right, you can take me off now.
That's pretty dope.
I just thought that was pretty awesome.
I still, I'm wondering about booger, like, flyage now.
You're still thinking about that. Dustin's got you all fucked up over there,
got me all fucked up on the booger flying.
Yeah, man.
Well, you guys got kids. You should
Dude,
know
I mean, a
about
sharp
this.
one to the foot, that
I'm
hurts.
comfortable with boogers at this point, man. Yeah.
I've taken worse to the face from my children.
Dustin, you need to hear my story.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've told this story on the show before, but Dustin, I don't think you've heard it. So this one day I was at a stoplight. And you know how sometimes when you're at a stoplight, you like look at the person behind you in your rearview mirror
and judge them,
judge them, or see what the fuck they're up to, or try to catch them doing something silly, you know. So this particular day, there was this old lady, looked like she's maybe like 70, behind me, and so I'm kind of just eavesdropping on her with my mirror, and I see her finger go up her nose, and then I see her finger go into her mouth.
Old people do that, dude.
And so I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? This is like a UFO sighting for me. Like, surely I didn't really see what I think I saw, right?
Yeah.
So then I keep checking it out, And
That's a fucking train wreck.
You become
now,
fascinated.
Right?
There goes
Train
the
wreck.
finger up the nose again.
She's having a buffet at the stoplight, bro.
And wouldn't you know, the finger leaves the nose and goes right the fuck back into the mouth.
How old are we talking?
Like in her 70s, for sure.
That's why she's still here. That's why she's still here.
You guys are having breakfast right now, listening to us on Tuesday morning.
Yeah,
that's
enjoy,
on you.
enjoy
You
your
know what
McGriddle, bitches.
If you listen to this show, you know what you get.
Somebody in that McDonald's does that.
Yeah.
And then
Do you guys? I wonder if there's like an evolutionary reason why people have the craving to eat their own boogers.
I don't know if it's a
Right?
craving.
That's got to go back into some sort of like evolution thing, right?
I would think it'd be like biting your fingernails. Why do we do that?
Oh, like a nervous habit type deal.
Why do we
Hygiene.
Why do you bite your fingernail?
Yeah.
Hygiene.
See, my theory on the booger eaters is that like, it's like how like kids will eat dirt because they're starving for like fucking magnesium in their diet or whatever.
What about paste?
There's something in those boogers.
Fair point.
Dude, I got in trouble in kindergarten.
I put
My
boogers in
teacher
there with
left the
paste.
room.
You were the paste eater.
Yes,
God
my
damn it,
teacher left the
Dave.
room. I stood up on top of the desk and started fucking downing that Elmer's glue.
That's the fucking thing. Down in that Elmer's
Down in
glue.
that Elmer's glue.
I've tried it, but I mean,
We had this little
They had to
slit.
send him to Elmer's rehab.
Yeah.
Dave just
Oh,
couldn't
dude, it was
kick
a whole
the
thing.
GL.
Oh, we're still paying off.
Oh my
on
God, the
Elmer's
bills,
rehab, dude.
Fuck.
I
It's
made
just not cheap.
$20 off the other kids to eat some glue one time.
Did you for real?
Yeah, dude, I was a little hustler when I was.
Dude, Elmer's doesn't taste bad.
I made $10 to piss
tastes like
outside
sour
on
milk.
recess.
No,
I thought
sour
it
milk
tastes-
tastes worst.
I haven't smelled Elmer's glue in many, many years.
Yeah.
Whatever I tasted was like the 1990 version.
Oh yeah, that's different shit. Because now you use Elmer's glue to make fucking glitter and slime and all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, no, this was
Yeah.
like 1987.
So I don't. Well, they may have changed the formula for
was
that very reason.
It was edible when we were kids. Because
Yeah.
I remember the paste eater. Like he wasn't right, but he would sit over there and just be happy fucking munching on paste.
That's back when Tide Pods were edible too.
No, that was long before that. The paste eaters that I went to school with gave birth to the Tide Pod eaters.
Yeah,
You
God
remember
bless 'em.
before you were hairy, how you could take the Elmer's glue and rub it on your arm and then peel it and make it look like a skin was coming
I
off
do
and freak
remember
out?
that.
No,
You didn't ever freak out girls like that?
no, I
You-
never had.
I remember
non-hairy
that,
arms.
dude. I totally remember that. It was like you would like peel a layer of skin off.
I've never had non-hairy arms.
Yeah,
I've never had hairy arms.
I'm sorry.
So
Dave.
there you go, man.
Together we would make a normal person.
Right.
Right?
Is that where
Maybe
do
that's
I
what
come
this
in?
is all for, right? Maybe
I
that's
have
what this
the-
whole thing is for.
I have the amount, but I don't have the color, so it doesn't look like I'm that hairy.
Yeah.
But I'm a very hairy man. It's just blonde.
Yeah.
My hair's
so,
mainly on my
Dustin,
back
I have to
legs,
know because I was
everywhere.
thinking about this. You have no product in your hair right now.
I do now.
What do you got in there?
Just mousse.
Just a little mousse.
Yeah, just a little mousse to make it look good for
Now
work.
you know, like at a certain point, once your hair reaches a certain point, you're gonna have to chop that shit off, bro, because
Says the guy.
we can only have one.
Says the guy. with
We're
his
gonna have
fucking
two
hippie
men
hair.
with luscious, beautiful locks.
Luscious locks.
Because I'm gonna tell you what my hair
Scott, I
does.
don't think this guy's gonna work out.
I think both of you guys should work like real long locks and then just together cut them and give them to me and donate them
We
to
should
Locks
have
of
some.
Love.
I refuse to donate
You
to
know.
Locks of Love.
I know.
Fuck Locks
we'll
of
talk
Love.
about that.
I meant my Locks of Love.
We should have some kind of contest, and at the end, the loser has to shave.
No, no.
It
Okay, good.
takes too long to grow out, man. And this
I know.
this dude, when you have long hair,
Your
and you're
pubes. You got to
single,
shave your pubes.
Okay, so what's
you
the
gotta
end
go
game?
straight down to hardwood.
How long are you going to grow it out for? What's the end game? Does
There is none.
that mean you're going to keep growing it forever?
Maybe.
My man.
All right.
And
My man.
now, I've said that before.
Fuck what the world thinks, man.
I've said
Grow
that
that shit
before,
out.
and if I get a job
That's a big if, folks.
that requires me.
That's the if, though.
But see, in this day and age, you see people in the big people in the office with tattoos
Oh,
and
yeah.
mohawks and shit all the fucking time.
Absolutely.
Dude, just look at fast food. Like when we were coming up and I was working in fast food, you couldn't have any kind of facial hair, couldn't have tattoos. Dudes had piercings.
Now they
like in their
couldn't find
ear.
anybody that
They would
doesn't
make you
have
wear
it.
Well,
a
that's
Band-Aid.
good because that's stupid.
I
You know?
agree.
They'd make you wear
You're
Band-Aids
cutting out
and shit.
half of the very good, a lot of very bright people, and
who don't want to flip burgers and serve fries.
and you're
So they get
you're-
face tattoos.
You're putting them in a fucking box that they
yeah.
don't go in. Like,
Yeah.
you can't judge people like that.
No, I agree. I think it's stupid to not hire somebody just because of their hair. or their
But have you
tattoos.
ever seen?
I mean, it's one thing if you have a tattoo on your forehead that says "fuck you," like.
I mean, yeah, okay.
But
Yeah, you may not want to hire the dude that has "I eat pussy" as a gold medalist in pussy eating as a senior care person.
What if that guy just happens to be the best computer program coder in the fucking world?
Oh, if he's a coder, I don't give a fuck what tattoos he has.
Then the tattoo he has tells me he makes poor choices. But if he's that good, he can work from home.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
You know,
it all depends on the position. Like if it's a position where you have to work with the public. Then that might be a deterrent.
I don't know, man.
I might cut it if it gets to where I can't. If it doesn't look good when I put it in a ponytail, which last time it looked fine, so I just left it in a ponytail.
But
how fine?
Just imagine,
fine fine.
Oh, it looks fine as fuck when I be going out to the club, dude. I'm gonna tell you, man, I would be dressed to kill, man, because I have my black shirt on and I didn't have the belly at the time.
Oh yeah.
So I was like skinny, but then I would like button the bottom three and then walk out the fucking door. With my fucking ripped to shreds jeans and my hair does that. Have you ever seen the music video to like "Living on a Prayer"? Any of those '80s Bon Jovi music videos? Of course I
have. Yeah.
What his hair does when it's long and he puts all that spray and shit in it is what mine does on its own naturally, and all I have to do is tie a bandana around my forehead and keep it out of my face.
Yeah. Man, that kind of to me looked, no offense, but it kind of looked like the killer from Simpsons.
Sideshow Bob. It kind of does now.
The curl that comes down.
It's in the Sideshow Bob phase right now, but it gets better as it grows.
I can show you like pictures or videos of me from that phase.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of in the in-between phase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I just throw some mousse in it.
What's the longest you've ever grown your hair?
About to here.
Oh, damn. So
Dave's got luscious locks.
You're about to my level then.
And you saw it last week when we was on break and I took my hat off, how big it is. Like, it grows big and then it falls over like the 80s.
Same, dude.
Like the dude from Simply Red.
Dude, it looks cool, dude. And I'm not saying...
Chicks love it.
Yeah.
The only thing, because it is hot and it sucks on a daily basis, but when you go to the bar as a single man, girls come up to you and want to play with it, and that kicks out like 5 steps in the fucking process.
Dude, when I was in high school, I had girls coming up play with my hair all the time.
And it great. And then
most of whom I never fucking did the deed with, and when I look back on it, I'm like, Dave, you dumb son of a bitch.
Right?
I know, right?
I knew there was a couple girls I used to hang out with, and they would like say hi by grabbing your package.
Yeah.
They like walk up and be like, hey, what's going on? You're like, I fucking love you.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
And you know.
Now she's super... Now she's got 6 kids and super religious, you know?
Absolutely, man. You should have had it when you had the chance.
Oh, is this how you met Mrs. Carwash?
Yeah, Mrs. Carwash. I love that, by the way. He's calling Andrea Mrs. Carwash.
Beautiful. It's beautiful, man.
I like that name.
Yeah, back in the day, I was Scotty Carwash.
Yes. Back in the day, shit.
Yeah, I still am. I still am to several people.
I addressed you as that today.
In a text.
What say you, Scotty
There's people in Chicago that still know me as Scotty Carwash.
That's a cool name. Yeah. You got to roll with that.
I have for a long time. It was sad, though, because I was in radio. I've been in radio for about 20 years. Never used it in radio because I was local. It was a local station. I had a local name. So I went by my name on radio.
See, that
had Scotty Carwash.
But then they can look you up in the phone book.
I was going to say, like, calling yourself...
And they did.
Scotty Carwash is cooler than, like, give me a cool last name. Scotty...
well, I knew a dude, Scotty Thunder.
Scotty Thunder in the morning.
I always thought Zane was cool
I tried
Carwash.
Scotty Thunder. Scott Steele was a good one they would use.
They saddled me with Dustin Storm the first time I came into wrestling.
Dustin Storm.
And I hated that name.
What did you want it to be?
I didn't know, but that's what they saddled me with. The promoter said, we got to pick something. You debut tonight. And I was like, I don't know if I can pick something. So we looked over and there's a guy named Dalton Storm there. He said, you're going to be Dustin Storm. And I hated it.
Original.
And then I went to Brody Hawk was a promoter that I loved working for.
That's a great name, by the way, Brody.
Oh, dude, I love Brody. Brody was the best promoter I ever worked for. He paid me right. He paid everybody right. I'd work for him for free. When I found out, I didn't find out that he was paying us out of his pocket for a while.
Oh shit!
Or I wouldn't have took his money. That's just how much respect I had for him. But he was the best promoter I ever worked with, and he when I debuted for him, he was like, "Hey kid, what's your name?" And I was like,
Dustin Storm.
And I said it because whenever somebody would ask me that, I'd be like, Dustin Storm. And he goes, Dustin Storm, that fucking sucks. And I go, yeah, I know, right? Nobody will fucking let me change it. He goes, what's your real name? I said, Burcham. And then he goes, at my show, you're going to be Dustin Burcham. that's got a ring to it. And so
It's a good name, man.
Right?
And so I said, and then I remember he turned around because he was writing the card on the. We had a dry erase marker that he would write the card, all the matches that are going to happen. He was writing the card at the time. I remember he turned around and started writing the card, and he turned back around and goes, "The professional, Dustin Burcham." And then he went back to writing, and I've been the professional Dustin Burcham ever since.
Nice.
Here I sit.
It's stuck.
20 years later.
Yeah.
Hello there, Mr. Professional Dustin Burcham. How are you doing?
I've changed it for the occasional run as a
Is?
different character, but
I had a couple nicknames.
What were your
Dustin Bones
nicknames?
on Guns and Radio.
I was known as the dude before the Big Lebowski. Seriously, literally, people used to call me the dude. Like
It fits though,
It
because
does.
like, from what I know about you,
I mean,
a little bit.
Dave's the dude, right?
We're just meeting.
and then the other one is Davy Train.
Davy Train.
Davy Train. I like Davy Train.
Yeah.
Scotty Car watching Davy Train on the old 77.
Yeah, if we were on the actual radio, that would be it, man. That would be money.
And just Dustin, because you got to have that one guy with a lame name.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come up
That's
with
like
an even
Weenie in the
lamer
butt
name
in the
than
morning.
Dustin for you.
Weenie in the bud.
I was gonna say, Weenie in the butt in the mornings on 97.9 The
Woo, 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 woo.
That's it, baby.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I kind of want to do that here and learn how to do that, but you said that's not a very useful skill. So
What?
What
Radio?
do you mean, like pre-producing all of that weird sounding shit?
dropping drops live. That sounds like that would be fun.
It
It is fun, but as long as you don't like overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. See, this is a podcast, not radio. So.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And you can easily get way into it.
Oh, you can. I've overdone it on Guns and Radio back when we used drops.
Yeah, it's easy
In
to
the
do,
first
especially.
season.
Go ahead.
Oh man, that's bad.
And the best part is when we use a drop on Guns and Radio, it cuts off Caputo
Yeah.
with what we use now.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll just.
So do you just hit that button when you want him to shut the fuck up?
No, I'm just fucking with him. He's like Caputo at this point is one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Like we've been working together now for three years.
Wow.
About to be
Yeah,
4.
almost 3. We're starting 4.
Yeah, we're about to start our 4th year together.
So have you guys ever met?
Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
We were going to do that. Drop a little bomb. I don't know if we said it on Guns and Radio or not because we didn't want to get anybody hopes up in case
Exclusive.
anything fell out. But that was the original plan for the season finale. Was Caputo was going to fly here. We were still going to come here
Oh yeah.
and take over the after, maybe not the after hours, but whenever we did, whatever our plan was to
Yeah.
tape a segment with you guys. Except we were going to be in person, and we were just going to straight up. We were going to make it look like we straight up
Yeah.
walked in. Obviously, it would
Oh
be
yeah,
scripted.
yeah. Well, yeah.
But we make it look like we also had tossed around the idea of not telling you guys.
Just showing up.
And just showing up, but I was like,
I want somebody to do that at some point.
Yeah.
Like while we're down here recording, somebody just shows up, rolls up, hey, what's going on? You know?
Yes.
I also toyed around with the idea because I have so many international contacts now of just randomly on a Wednesday night calling somebody up.
we did that with Getting Dizzy with It in the first season.
Yeah.
Except we taped that at like 10 o'clock at night on a Tuesday.
Yeah, the last thing we would do after recording like 3 fucking other segments of stuff.
Yeah, because we taped all in one day at the time. We still
Damn.
do, but now we've greatly reduced our input of shows to just two a week.
That's some marathoning right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm come over here and I'm doing this thing now.
I know.
You're
And
a busy guy. in
You
the
are a busy
podcast
dude,
world.
man.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be on a team for a change. I mean, Caputo's a good team. Don't get me wrong. We make a good team over here, but it's something different when you sit down and you're in a room
Oh,
together.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
chill, drink whiskey and shit together.
Right together.
I'll be honest, like,
And
it's-
you're all at the same table.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Scotty knows this. Like, generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of like having guests over Zoom or Facebook or whatever, because now tonight I think it's been pretty smooth.
No, we've had a great time tonight. It's
Oh yeah,
worked
well,
out
Caputo
smooth.
knows what he's doing.
Well, but not
And that
just,
helps.
not just that,
Yeah.
but
That
like
helps.
there, I can tell there's not like a bad delay tonight.
Yeah.
Whereas
Oh,
like
yeah.
me and Scotty have done episodes like with JT.
Oh, yeah.
Where the delay has just made the conversations horrendous.
Well, and a lot of times too, that was the computer. I would say 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Since then, as Dustin and I have been talking,
Yeah.
like I've upgraded our computer, upgraded the board, I've upgraded the whole thing, And we're fixing to go through another upgrade too. So
yeah, we
you
got
taught me a lot of things I can use for Guns and Radio to increase the production. We've got a few kinks that we're trying to work out, but
yeah, absolutely, man.
It's going to save us $300 a year if we can get those kinks.
And that's where it's at right there.
You
if
just
you can
make
do
that
it
check
yourself.
out to Dave Jordan. I'm actually Scotty's agent.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
buy some music.
I only get 10%.
Yeah, Scott gets 10%.
He's such a good agent.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a pretty good agent when you can live off of their salary instead. That'd be like Doc from Kiss.
Yeah.
Doc Henderson, is it?
Yep.
Chris?
Doc McGee.
McGee, not McGee. Who's Doc Henderson?
Is that any relation to Tits McGee?
I hope so.
Second cousin twice
My
removed.
knowledge, no.
If you ever seen Doc in any of the documentaries or on Family Jewel or anything like that, then I think Tits McGee would make a great. That makes me want him to have that very Doc McGee personality.
Tits McGee.
That's probably Gene Simmons' wife, then, actually.
Oh, seriously.
Oh, like she
Maybe,
hooking
I
up
don't
with
know.
Doc is what that sounds like.
So funny story. My wife's grandmother she's gone now. Her and her husband at the time they're both passed. So no one's getting embarrassed here. But they were both after she died. We found out she was a nudist colonist type person. And every summer they always used to go to this place. It was like they had a nice pool. We'd go hang out by the pool. She would say, "Well, they were going up to Chicago to this like nudist colony, and they were all nude."
But it's
she's like 60, 65, right?
Yeah.
Up there, tits out, But I guess apparently like her and her husband at the time were in the hot tub with Gene Simmons. And she got like one-on-one naked, like with Gene Simmons.
Dope.
And the dude, she was like, "Is your tongue really that long?" And he was like, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, baby.
like flopped it out for her,
And that's somebody's grandma.
Right.
It's kind of like
That's
whenever
the thing I keep getting. I can't get past the grandma part.
Yeah.
No,
my
man,
own
dude.
grandma.
Dude, one day, kids' grandmas are gonna have back tats that say "fucking juicy," but it's gonna be like dripping, like a half-chewed high chew.
And I will be sleeping with their
half of the grandmas are gonna have face tattoos when we're old, right? Like,
Right?
it's gonna get weird.
Grandpas
boys.
are gonna be walking around. "What's up, brah?"
Can you imagine when we're 80 and we're fucking those 60-year-olds that we've been too creeped out to fuck at any other
God, I
point in our
can't
life?
wait.
Yeah,
Because they were just too young.
But then at that time we'd be like, "Yeah, I'm robbing that cradle."
No,
baby.
man, I'm gonna be popping some blue chews that I get off Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going up in there.
That
She's already
shit
halfway
works.
out of her fucking mind. I'm probably already there too.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna plow.
And then you don't got to fuck with getting her pregnant. If you get an STD that's going to kill you in 30 years, oh, well, fuck it.
Hey, 30 years is a good long time,
Dude,
man.
what
I'll take
STD
it.
is a 30-year time bomb?
If I'm 80 and I'm getting like a 30-year time bomb STD, then fuck it.
It's cool, man.
I don't give a fuck.
Just be graceful about it, right?
I
Hey,
just
look,
want to.
this thing
I've
will
said
kill
it
you in
before.
30 years. We both got, what, 6 left? Let's roll with
I've
it.
said it before, man. I want to die while I'm bedding whoever. I want to be going and coming at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
I would like for it to not be a 60-year-old woman, but
I prefer like my 16-year-old bride, but I'm just saying. 98-year-old man died bedding his 16-year-old bride.
Scott's still waiting on that approval from the FDLS. Warren Jeffs has a lot of letters he's got to respond to.
man, I got an 18-year-old one time on a date, and this was the only time. And we met after a show, and I don't fuck with girls. I bitch about the boys fucking with the girls that are in the audience, because if you piss them off, they don't come back, and then they take all their friends.
Yeah.
And if you can't draw girls, you won't draw men, because you got to draw girls because all the men will come, because that's where the girls are. But when you start fucking the girls and pissing them off and stuff, and y'all break up, and she's going to go away. Well, I've had this rule for years: never fuck a girl from the crowd. Well, this one was hot, and so.
Well, not
things
tonight.
happen.
And I was semi-retired at the time, so I only made 3 or 4 appearances a year. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So, and then I made her show me her driver's license. I'm over here with a calculator making sure this shit's 18. And
Dude, that's scary too.
Pulling this thing
dude, I'm not
down,
even kidding. I got the light on my phone shining, looking for the reflector.
You're just fucking cop officer, like fucking.
Oh yeah, I'm making
checks
sure
out.
this bitch is 18. Like she.
Can we
is
do
not...
a quick hymen check? Is your grandma here in the crowd? I need 4 forms of ID.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was making motherfucking sure this chick was 18. And so we left together. We was going to have sex.
Did you guys go to the Waffle House instead?
No. We were on my way to my house, and I took her the what I call the crazy girl route.
Oh.
Because I had enough.
You had a route for
Oh,
crazy
dude.
bitches.
Dude, I had a playbook of shit with crazy girl.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't realize I was fucking with a pro here. I'm sorry, man.
I had my technique down and everything, man. Like, kept extra toothbrushes at the house for when they spent the night so they could brush their teeth in the morning.
Fuck yes.
Had some girly smelling shampoo so they could wash off, you know.
But not too much because you want them to get the fuck out.
Oh, no. Well, the trick is in the morning is when you're making them breakfast, you always got to have one good player trick, and this is me telling some truth right now, is always keep a good long blanket at the foot of the bed. So in the morning when you wake up and she's naked, like all she's got to do is wrap up in that blanket to come eat breakfast. Wrap her up in that blanket, make sure she feels comfortable. Yeah. Give her a kiss on the cheek, bring her in, let her eat breakfast. Yeah. But then see, because it's a lot easier to get that blanket off a second time than it is to get them clothes off once she puts those back on. And
so then you hit it on the way out?
Hell yeah.
Okay, all right.
You do it again before she leaves. Y'all have some more fun. And then if she ain't feeling it, all right, let me get you your clothes and everything. Right. Sometimes I'd wash their clothes while they was asleep and stuff.
Dude, I mean, you can't put those on right now.
If I could tell one thing to young Dave, that old Dave knows.
Sniff more panties?
No.
Gross. Oh, you made me.
It would be this. Ask her if she wants a massage. Because if she says yes to that, you're in there, bro.
Oh, once you make the hands-on-hand contact willingly, I've never done it unwillingly.
Masseuse, man. Like,
skin to skin.
Got to brag on myself. I'm a pretty good masseuse.
Oh yeah.
Every guy thinks they are, though.
Oh, I am. My wife tells me every night.
Yeah. Well, your wife would know shit, man.
She's
like a fucking world-class athlete over there.
The last time
oh my God, Dave's having sex with a world-class athlete. I didn't even realize that.
Last time we sat down and tried to do my body count, we got up to like 42, and I've never had a one-night stand. So I must be doing something right.
I've had one.
I've had one myself, but otherwise I'm not. Like, I've talked to my wife about this. Like, I'm not a one-night stand type dude. Like, if I'm going to hook up with a girl, there has to be like some type of actual like genuine connection there.
There can be, but it doesn't have to be a permanent one. Like, there's two different sides to that. Like
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
you can have a friendship,
and I was thinking two different sides, like not a hot dog down a hallway. You got to be able to touch them both, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like every friendship is different. Like mine and Chris's friendship is different than you guys' friendship. Our friendship is different than mine and Chris's.
Sure.
You know? And the one with I have my buddies back home is different from you guys.
Right. I don't get I don't get any more dick pics from Dave. It's so weird.
There's different kinds. It's that way with girls. You got some girls that are friends, and you guys have those intimate moments together, and you enjoy each other's company and stuff like that. But that's about it.
Like a fuck buddy.
I mean, if that's what you want to call it. I never looked at it that way. I just looked at it as another friendship that had a different flavor to it.
Yeah, had a little extra
flavor.
I treated everybody, and that was another thing I did though, is I never treated these girls with anything but respect. Like, I was keeping toothbrushes for them. They knew they weren't. I never said I love you.
Right.
Yeah.
They knew what was.
Did you ever
up.
shut the water off? You didn't want them getting too comfortable. You just keep a pipe wrench underneath and shut the water off.
I made it like a fucking night at the spa.
I had a buddy that
full
do that.
fucking service when you come to my house. Like, I made it a night to remember.
Not my boy. He made it like you were fucking in a slumlord's tenant's piece of shit house.
Now he'd go down and fuck with the brake box.
No, he would go to the meter and he'd shut the fucking water off so they wouldn't hang around the next morning. They get up, try to get water or use the toilet, and there's nothing there, so they leave.
It's a good way to get them out.
Yeah. But they won't come back. See what I would. My bedroom would be immaculately clean.
Yeah.
And I would use.
You keep it clean.
Oh, yeah. My living room might not be that great because this is my house.
I mean, homeless clean.
But I remember the first time that. And usually the first time they come in, they're a little bit taken back by the bedroom because when you turn on the light. Or before you ever turn on the lights, it would always have this red glow to it, and all my sheets and everything was red and black. And then I had the good smellies going and the extra shaggy carpet around the bed because it's all about touch and experience.
Yeah, you had the experience going.
Yeah. Women like to be in a clean environment that they feel comfortable in, and you got to do everything you can to make them feel comfortable. So if they make you feel
love making palace. That's what I used to call it.
Stabbing cabin. That's what we called it.
That's nice.
I'm a love maker, man. I like to have that. I do like to have a connection. Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
There's got to be like, and
I like to connect as well
with this 18-year-old girl.
I forgot we were talking about her.
So the crazy route. You know, I told you my house was 30 minutes from anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can get there just straight on the main road, but there's a lot of back roads that intertwine and connect in random and weird places.
That's the crazy route.
That's the crazy route because
right.
I know those back roads like the back of my hand. I grew up on those roads, walking on them and riding my bike on them. I know these fucking roads. And so this 30-minute trip would take at least 45 because I'd go on the back roads, take a bunch of unnecessary turns.
Smart.
Just to make sure she couldn't never find her way back.
Smart.
I wondered where that was going.
Straight out of the fucking John Wayne Gacy playbook.
Right.
Well, you didn't get... Well, no, because she was going to leave.
Disorientated.
I was going to take her home, like, you know what I mean? But like,
did you give her Kool-Aid with LSD, too? Jesus,
I was going to say, is this before or after the roofies, Dustin?
Right?
I never roofied anybody.
I know.
I never have.
Why would I waste good drugs on them?
I know, right? Dude, if I had a roofie, I'd be doing the roofie and not worrying about fucking.
Right? I just say, these
be watching
roofies for me.
That's called time travel.
Drop some roofies and go watch cartoons. Fuck this.
Yeah.
And then wake up on Tuesday.
But this girl, we had nothing in common. And this conversation was so painful because in a way it was like talking to a little kid. And the longer it went on, the less I wanted to do this. And I had tapped out completely, and I'd gotten to the point where I was trying to figure out how am I going to get out of this gracefully. And then I remembered, oh yeah, fuck it, I don't live in this state no more. And so I just turned around and I got back on the main highway at toward the end of it, just so I get her back to Huddle House faster.
Huddle House. I knew it was either that or the Waffle
House. Did I not tell? I thought I did.
No, it's Huddle House. Hell
Huddle
yes.
House. Yeah.
Love
and
Huddle House.
So I got her back to her car, and she was a little taken back because she thought, and I was like, I'll catch you next time. You know, I was polite the whole way. She never knew.
A true gentleman.
This was supposed to be a first date. I try my best to be a gentleman because I mean that makes them appreciate you and shit, and then you know they'll come back a second time.
No, absolutely, man.
Now Caputo, he just slays puss left and right.
I was gonna say he's slaying.
He don't even have any remorse, man. This guy is cold. Like he just slides up in there, he starts slaying, and then he goes on to the next bar.
Try another one, Dave. Slaying in the bar. So it's what, about 10:48 for you, Caputo?
Yeah.
I assume you got to go to work tomorrow?
Not till later in the day.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Good man.
Good man.
Are we getting ready to cool it down?
I think we are going to get ready and cool it down here in Uno Momento. So we'll do a quick one of these. I'm doing this.
That was you? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll thank our Patreon patrons again. Let's do this, Dave.
Jeff City Paranormal Society.
Yes.
The homie JT Paranormal Son.
Yes.
Our good friend Jamie Rector, Ben Connolly in the Groove Records.
Boom.
The homie Dub IZ.
What up, fam?
Help me out.
And
Biscuit Strength.
Biscuit Strength.
There it is, right
Sometimes
there.
I need the assist.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
if you would like to help us out, head on over to patreon.com/theold77podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
$5 a month, you get early
you get tons
access.
of stuff, man.
Yeah, early access.
There's
to
so
the
much
shows.
content up there that no one has seen.
You're gonna love it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Send us a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we'll even give you one of these stickers over here. We'll even throw in a Paranormal Society one.
Yeah.
Is that a big stack or a little stack?
I think it's a small stack.
Then you better get those envelopes in awful quick.
You better hurry.
I don't even know where they would send them.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just go ahead and get them in.
Send me a message.
Via email.
All right, let's take a break, y'all.
Yeah.
We'll be right back on the old 77. Oh, I gotta piss.
In the Groove, Vinyl Records and More has the widest variety of new and used music. carrying new and reissued vinyl, used CDs and cassette tapes. In business for over 20 years, offering the best variety and service we possibly can. In the year 2000, we started out as a little hole in the wall, and now In the Groove is a full-service record shop with thousands of records to choose from. Buying rock, jazz, R&B, soul, and blues records, 33s, 45s, and 78s. We also buy CDs and cassette tapes. We've been buying and selling since 2000. In the Groove is a one-stop shop for records, stereo equipment, CDs, and other fun oddities. 708 Jefferson Street, Jefferson City, Missouri. Give us a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook. In the Groove, vinyl, records, and more.
Cooling it down with the old 77.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's so bumpy in here, man.
It's very bumpy.
You know what? There's not enough gay men without their shirts on dancing.
That's too bad.
We could change that, Scott.
I always think of Sandstorm by Dardrew.
I don't know that.
I'm not familiar with that.
Darude?
Thank you, Darude.
Darude Sandstorm? Classic.
Yeah, I've been saying Dardrew for...
Is that a song?
Sandstorm? Yeah, I wouldn't play it.
I won't. I won't. Not on the air.
It's a no-no song.
I won't even sing it on the air, will I, Scott?
No, you can't sing it. It's an instrumental.
Dave
but
gets
it's
in
like,
trouble for that.
I won't even hum it, bro. I won't even hum it, bro.
I guarantee you've heard it. When you hear it, you'll be like, oh, that's what that's called.
Well, the last time Dave played something, we got dinged. So.
Yeah. Oh, did we?
Yeah, he grabbed a guitar right over here.
Oh,
he
yeah,
played
yeah.
Glycerine.
I thought you meant last week. On
No.
We
We were all drunk.
We were drunk and we sung Glycerine, and I played it on the guitar, and they fucking
and they dinged us,
demonetized us.
It was like, this is the original Glycerine.
Gave us a copyright.
And so of course we were all like, we're that fucking good.
Yeah, I took it as a compliment.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
That is a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can play, if you can play it well enough to get dinged on YouTube, that's saying something.
Yeah, absolutely, that should be everybody's standard.
The algorithm.
Yeah.
As a shitty guitarist myself, I have never fooled an algorithm. So I mean,
no, neither have I.
You get there one day, young Jedi.
You mean you young Padawans?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, Caputo plays guitar, but he won't play on the show because because then all the girls will be fucking flooding.
Yeah, is he good?
Email. Well,
I'm alright.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
There's only 7 days in a week, and sometimes you don't want to get pussy. You just want to watch TV.
Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when it just comes flooding into the house,
it wears you out. You got to take at least one day off.
I'm telling you, man, meeting Caputo put a different perspective on what that kind of lifestyle is like. Like, I never saw the downside of just constantly girls coming in wanting to fuck until I met Chris, and he was explaining what it's like.
Right.
Yeah. And it can be. It sounds like it can be a hard life to live sometimes.
Right. Yeah. I see the book in the background. The guy, how to handle for the guy who has too much. Yes, exactly. I understand.
Yes, slaying.
Poor guy, he's gifted with the gift and also slaying it. So
yeah, is that slaying pussy for dummies? I see that there?
No, it's not. No.
Yeah, he wrote it.
That's why he's got 10 copies.
That's why it's autographed. It's so weird. I didn't understand.
I don't know, man. If you autograph your own book and then that's the copy you keep in your house.
No, you're just keeping that around.
That's
right?
there just to hand out to people.
That's Kanye West style.
That's trick-or-treaters, man. Here you go.
You know Kanye's got a collection of Kanye.
Yeah, but all the pages are stuck together.
I'll tell you this much. Jerry the King Lawler has a whole collection of Jerry the King Lawler shit. He's got every crown, every robe.
I believe that.
As he should.
As he should, right?
Yeah, wouldn't you? I would. If I had action figures, I'd have all of them.
Okay, so, Chris.
I'd have all of them.
Every poster?
I want to know, since you're on a Guns N' Roses podcast, what's your favorite GNR song? Can you pick just one, or do you have do you have a few favorites that you keep on rotation as your number one? Like what is it? What comes to the top of the list for you, man?
Oh man, it's tough to pick a number one, especially. I mean, I know the GNR discography is very, very small, very few and limited, but it makes up more in the quality than the quantity. So it's still to pick one is a little tough. I can give maybe a top 5 in general.
Okay, let's hear that.
You know, I think there's a lot of obvious ones in there. I say "Welcome to the Jungle" is a top 5.
The fact that you've heard it like a billion times on the radio doesn't ruin the song for you.
Yeah, not yet. That one. A couple of other ones have, but not that one yet.
When you've been to the concerts frequently, and you know this show, and you watch them live a lot, "Welcome to the Jungle" hits different when you hear it on the radio. Having been in that front row spot many times, knowing, you know what I mean, and having those memories to go with it, I think that's fair to say, because Caputo's been to several too.
So being a big baseball guy, just to go on a little side tangent here, being a big baseball guy, Mark McGwire, when he was chasing the home run record, his walk-up music that year was "Welcome to the Jungle."
Nice.
And I remember going to some games and you know, them putting that song up on the PA system and announcing, you know, now batting.
I've never been to a sporting event and not heard "Welcome to the Jungle," even wrestling.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sidebar. Keep going, Chris. What are your other top 5 favorites?
Oh man, there's quite a few more. I think I could literally put like entire albums on this list, but you can only do like so much.
You got to pick your favorite child here, man, or your favorite children.
That's next week on the old 70s.
I'm like playing God over here.
This is more like your favorite cousin. Let's be honest.
Keep going though. I want to hear some more. What do you got?
You always got to go with look, I was about to say one, and I was switching it to the other actually. I'm gonna go. "Estranged" is one of my favorites.
Oh, dude,
there you go.
Dude, "Estranged," like that's always like the one, like, because I'm not. I like, and I would even say that I love GNR, but I'm sure probably not as obsessed as you guys are. But "Estranged" is always my that's my favorite hidden gem with GNR. Like that's one of those long epic songs, kind of like "November Rain," but it's kind of the one that most people forget about. I love that song, man.
I wouldn't even say we're obsessed with GNR, because we criticize them pretty fucking heavily on our show.
You can still be obsessed and also criticize. But
you think a Star Wars fan doesn't criticize Star Wars?
Right.
I mean, come on, man.
Well, we don't do it to that extent. Like, we don't make a hatred out of it, because
those people are filled with hate.
You aren't really living then, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, good pick though, man. I love "Estranged." It's one of my favorites. Two. Yeah, it's one of my very favorites. Keep going. What else you got?
"Estranged."
El Dos.
One that probably a lot of people have listened to, because like it's from Chinese Democracy, and people are like, "Oh, Slash isn't on the album," but it's still a great tune. I have to go with "Better." It's a very good song.
Right,
I know one we reviewed on Guns and Radio, which was probably one of our better episodes.
Who was the guitarist for that? Was that Buckethead?
There was like 12.
Okay.
It was Buckethead, Robin Fink. I think that was Robin Fink's song. He basically wrote that riff and all that.
And then I think
there's at least 4 guitars on there.
On the track, it was Bumblefoot. On the album version, it was they used takes from Bumblefoot, Buckethead, Robin Fink.
And I think that's it.
Bumblefoot and Buckethead.
Didn't you have you had some Fortis in there, don't you?
Yeah, probably Fortis.
I mean, for the rhythm, probably. He's more rhythm though than lead.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's one that I have not heard, but I just went into my Spotify and added it to my queue.
I'm going to tell you,
listen to it on the way home.
That's
what
song,
I do, man.
He's on to something. That is one of.
Is it a long song?
No, but it's one that made me. It's one of those emotional. It's one of the songs I would say that made me fall in love with this band to the extent that I did was Better.
Wow.
Like, a lot of my favorite shit came off of Chinese Democracy, and people shit on that record all the time, and that's one of my favorite records of all time, period.
Now, I'm assuming that you've been a GNR fan since you were very young.
For me, it goes back to when I was, God, I don't even remember. I was a preteen, I know. And a buddy of mine had one of the it was a Japanese concert that they released on VHS. Of course, I didn't have the box. It was a tape of a tape where somebody bootleg, because you know how we used to trade tapes.
Oh yeah,
sure, of course.
And he was like,
"Shut
dude,
up, man, take this."
We were watching. I don't know. I see. I wasn't allowed to listen to this kind of music because you remember I told you it was all gospel. It was
sure,
all,
you were in a cult, bro.
If it wasn't like Bill Gaither kind of gospel, too.
Oh my God!
Like,
I did Sunday Sign On for almost 15 years, and it was that kind of music.
Well, that's what all I was allowed to listen.
I always wanted to go out and do something bad to level out.
Well, this was tape that was hid in my house close to my titty tape, probably where my titty tape would get hid in my teenage years.
Oh, your Playboys?
Is that how you got found out?
No, they never found this tape. I actually lost the tape though. I think I was taking it to one of my grandmas or something that got mixed in with one of my cousin's tapes because I wanted to show it to my cousin, and then I ended up something like that. I remember losing it because I remember being bummed when I lost that because I didn't know nothing, and we didn't have the internet yet, and there wasn't nobody I could ask to really figure out where that tape was. I'd moved to another town, and so the boy I got it from I didn't go to school with anymore, and I knew everybody's name. You want to know? You want to guess the last Guns N' Roses member's name I learned?
Duff.
Axl.
Really? Why? How?
Because Axl introduces everybody else on that tape, and I watched that tape a million fucking times.
Interesting.
And he never introduced himself.
A good lead man saves himself for the last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Slash didn't wear a top hat either. I didn't know.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Slash don't wear a top hat on that. I didn't. I always remember Slash with a top hat, but then when I really think about it, I think
Cigarettes,
the first time
I remember.
Yeah.
First time I saw him he was in Velvet Revolver by then. Because I got into music videos when I was a teenager, but by then MTV was playing rap and shit. They weren't playing a lot of GNR and shit. It took a while for me to discover that hair metal kind of shit that I like to listen to.
I lived through it, so that's why I don't like it today.
I love it. That's my favorite.
It's not necessarily like it. It's just not my jam. I don't normally listen to it.
Yeah.
What you think, Caputo? How'd you get into GNR?
Let me see if I was 2006, so I would have probably been like around 11, 12 years old. Just like rummaging through my uncle had like a vast like CD collection of stuff. He listened to a lot of like rock and roll and stuff. I remember picking up Appetite for Distortion and just listening to that, and I got really hooked on this band since then. And then I went to go see him in concert a few months later, my first concert ever.
You mean for Destruction? You just gave Brando a plug.
Yeah, well, no, wait, what?
I was 11 years old listening to Brando.
You said Distortion.
You said Distortion. I was like, damn.
Did I say that?
I didn't know that tune.
It's a Freudian slip.
I'm getting my D's mixed up.
I thought at first I was like, well, fuck, maybe that's like a mixtape or something.
That's another. Appetite for Distortion is another Guns N' Roses podcast that was on before we came along.
Yeah.
And he helped
they're
us.
the OGs.
Yeah, he interviews a lot of famous people though. He's got radio connections.
That's cool.
And he when we first came along, he brought us on his show and helped us acquire our following. Man, the GNR community. When we started this show, the outpouring we got of people supporting us and sharing our shit and bringing us on to other shows and stuff like that was pretty unbelievable. Like,
that's cool.
You guys want to start a Kanye podcast with me?
I'd be down, man, as long as we can get Kanye.
Are you a Kanye fan, Chris?
I do. I share the same birthday as him, so I mean, we're connected.
June 8th?
June 8th, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I will only do that podcast about how great Kanye West is if Kanye West is there to talk about
Let's
how great
throw out an
Kanye
eagle
West
call.
There you go.
All right.
Come on, Kanye. Let's make it happen. I would love to do
So I'm the big Kanye West fan on the podcast, and the guys always give me shit about it, but like... I'm also a musician too, man, and like, you know, I play guitar, but I also like make beats, and I've always been a fan of Kanye the producer before even a fan of Kanye the rapper, you know, because regardless of how you feel about the dude, like, he's pretty fucking good at what he does, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He's talented, musician, genius, whatever. I feel like a lot of his the stuff in the media and his personality is all probably just him trying to promote his next album or some shit.
A lot of times
that's what I think.
That's part of what I'm a fan of, though, is the Kanye attitude, how he carries himself.
The weird shit.
I am the greatest of all time. Nobody's better than me. And that attitude he has, I love that in my rock stars.
I do too, man. Like, that's the thing, man. Like,
it may not work in the office, but it works on the stage.
Absolutely, man. I think he's like probably the most entertaining human being that has existed in this century thus far.
I mean, that's the same reason Muhammad Ali is my favorite boxer.
Yes, because he talks shit and he talks about how great he is. I know Scott hates.
Which one, Muhammad Ali?
No, Kanye. Fuck that guy. He's no Weeknd.
Yeah, Scott will come around eventually. I'm working on him.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm around, baby.
Yeah.
You got any more good songs to recommend to the?
What else you got, man?
You still got two more on that list.
Yeah, I would say probably going like back to ballads. I think an underrated ballad, "Don't Cry."
Yeah,
the original one, not the alternate lyrics.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say "My Michelle."
Oh yeah, "Don't Cry" is emotional, man. That song gets me emotional.
It's a good one.
I have a very sad memory attached to that I've told Caputo about. Do you remember?
Yeah. I think so. Did we do that on the Don't Cry episode? Or?
I think we did. I told that story, and it made me so sad. But
yeah.
And then we proceeded to rip on the music video.
Yeah, and then we proceeded to shit all over this music video.
There you go.
We're just like, what the fuck is going on?
It is a very what the fuck music video.
Yeah, the whole Illusions trilogy is just like, I don't know if it's even in the right order, or some people are like, no, it goes from this to that and all this stuff. I'm like, whatever. It's a good song. The music videos has its moments.
Listen, man, being a GNR fan not my whole life, but for a long chunk of my fucking life, it don't make no more sense when you watch them in any particular fucking order. Like, it's The Strange, November Rain, and Don't Cry.
Yeah.
And no matter what fucking order you watch those music videos in, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I think you just got to break down and read the book, which I'm not willing to do because it looks like a long-ass book.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a TLDR kind of guy. I don't.
Yeah, too long didn't read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what TLDR stands for.
Give me the bullet point. There's a Cliff Notes. Did y'all see this? There's a website.
Oh, yeah.
That gives you every book, just the Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
There's a dude online. He'll be like, hey, 3 websites you need to know, and that's one of them that he showed me today.
Yeah, you can get all the important parts. They reduce it from a book to a blog post.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's cool, especially in today's world.
Right, when we don't have time to read.
Right.
Yeah, when Audible picks that up, I'll probably.
And also in America,
somebody reads me the Cliff Notes.
Ultra lazy motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
Also, we're unable to read in America.
Yes.
Many of us.
Dude, it's funny you say
It's
that.
stunning how many people, because you don't really realize it until you're out in the workforce.
A lot of illiterate folks.
And you're training people. When I used to train people to operate machinery. I didn't train them to operate. I would design the material the trainers would use to teach people how to operate this machinery the way if they fucked up, they could die.
Yeah.
And
so you got to be pretty precise with your.
And
no, thank you.
How many people?
High pressure job. For sure.
Thank you.
How many people operate those machines every day that can't read? Is I never realized how many people can't read.
Well, working in local radio, we had like part-time positions available, and we tried to get like kids from the area, like football stars and shit, to come in, and like several of them did, but they all sounded like they were reading like this.
Yeah.
They were terrible. None of them could like a couple of them couldn't even read, like, what's that word? Experienced. You know, like, get the fuck out of here.
I hate reading on the show because we don't do a lot of prep and we don't read the shit so I can memorize it one time.
That's where I'm that's my bread and butter, man. I can read on the fly.
If you listen to the show and hear me read on Guns and Radio, you'd think, God, this dude's fucking illiterate.
So here's some statistics about illiteracy in America. 50% of adults cannot read a book written at an 8th grade level.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
45 million are functionally illiterate and read below a 5th grade level.
Share that shit, Dave.
44% of American adults do not read a book in a year. I got it, Scotty. Should be coming up there, buddy.
All right, bro.
It's just hard for a book to keep my interest.
It's got to be a good story.
I get it. Like I know a lot of people that who I know are very smart people and they don't read, and so like
I know that.
I think it's very easy to like say to just like pin people that don't read books as like being stupid, but I don't think it's that simple.
I would do a lot of autobiographies. Before podcasts became a thing. Now that there's podcasts, autobiographies are even obsolete.
Dude, I very rarely read fiction. Almost all the books I read are nonfiction.
And that's that's why, my buddy that I've got the podcast with him telling his life story about is his autobiography presented to you in the format of 2022.
Working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that's something I wish more people would get into is to do their autobiography, at least podcast style. I've got a couple of people
it's always better
that I want to do it with.
It's always better, man, like if you do listen to an audible version of a book, it's always better when the guy that writes it also narrates it.
Oh, yeah. Have you heard Paul Stanley's?
No, I haven't.
Paul Stanley's is really good and I think a lot of that is the writer knows what he meant when he wrote it, so he doesn't have to guess about what inflections to use.
Right? Yeah. It's going to be more genuine when the guy that wrote it read it, reads it.
I know Paul Stanley's is real good. I want to get Nikki Sixx's, but I haven't heard anything.
I'll make this bigger here so we can see it.
3 out of 4 people on welfare in America can't read.
That's horrible, dude. That's a legit
Why are we
frightening...
not helping these people?
Right. That's a legit frightening statistic. Yeah. Hey, there you are. Look at that. All right.
Hello, we're talking about people who can't read. Let's get the mascot.
There's Caputo.
Well, hey, I can read it very high level.
Caputo is a very, very intelligent man. I'm giving him shit because he's my buddy.
The answer to your question, Dustin, is that we don't spend nearly as much money on education in America as we should, and we don't pay our fucking teachers.
I mean, we got this whole war on drugs.
The janitors make as much money as the teachers do.
Well, and it's also like that weird, like, I'm too good for that job. Like, no one wants to dig ditches anymore or pick fruit or...
I was going to be a teacher.
Somebody wants to teach people to read.
I was going to be an English teacher, dude. I was going to be an English teacher.
Believe that.
System got you down.
But now... I'm glad that I didn't, because I would be stressed the fuck out if I was teaching a classroom of 30 kids. Like, I teach guitar. I get to teach one kid at a time.
3 out of 5 American people can't read. Jesus, man.
In American prisons can't read. 3 out of 5 in American prisons can't read.
I mean... I'm going to tell you, man, one of the things I've noticed, like when you get out to the South and stuff like that, is a lot of that racism and shit that we're known for down there that happens only happens when people aren't educated, man. And I feel like a lot of education could fix a lot more problems than locking people up, man. And
I 100% agree, dude.
And if we would invest in these children instead of going, well, his mom and dad's a crackhead, he ain't never going to be nothing.
But that's what we do.
But that is what we do.
That's what we do.
And then the poor kid lives in the ghetto or something. And then like the old white people are looking down on him his whole life. Like, how do you expect, if you don't give him a chance to be anything better?
If you tell him he's not going to amount to shit, then he's going to believe that he's not going to amount to shit. And, and it's probably what's going to happen.
It makes it harder in life, at least.
You know, man, you teach a dude to build a fire and he's warm for a day, but you set him on fire and he's warm for the rest of his life, bro.
Rest of his life.
But the thing with the teaching people shit, though, like, you know, there's a point of fucked where, like, you know, I told you about my credit score problems in the past that I've fixed, but at one time my credit score was super fucked. And when it was fucked, fuck it. Why do I care if I get another fucking credit card? Why do I care if it goes down? I don't pay this motherfucker. Yeah. If it's fucked, fuck it. And you know, like some people, they get to feeling that way, and that's why I think people get on drugs, like agree. Crack and shit like that. Because I mean, if you've made them feel like life is fucked and never gets any better than this.
Yeah.
Well, for a lot, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know.
And it doesn't because we don't put systems in place to make it happen for anybody.
That's because we don't give a fuck about
we don't
people
even and it ain't a race thing either. It's a class thing. Yeah. Like if you're not rich and you can't afford to go to a private school with all these badass teachers, then you're going to learn the basics.
That's it right there.
All the good teachers work in private schools.
Still, I swear, man. You know, we're not all on the same. We're all in the same storm, but we're not on the same boat. You know.
Now it does not help that there is an underlying racism for people of color and stuff like that. There is that's in place that is a big disadvantage, but it's also like I never had anybody help me anything. My whiteness never got me any fucking thing in life.
Yeah, but it also never hindered you from getting anything.
What it also never did is I never got my ass beat by the cops.
Yeah. Right, like, that's the thing.
I understand where that there is a certain amount of privilege, but I also understand where in life those things are allotted.
Yeah.
And when it comes to careers and making something of myself or yourselves even, it has, at least for me, never got me anywhere. Because I get turned up for promotions all the fucking time.
I
wish I did.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we've got to figure out, like, education, how to teach these people, because this fucking college shit is for the birds.
Yeah, I mean, all it does is saddle you with debt.
I mean, and then you don't learn anything. Like, everybody I know that's got money, that's got a degree, don't even use their fucking degree.
Yeah. I have 2 degrees. Don't use them.
Nobody uses their degree after they fuck with getting it.
How many degrees do you have, Joe? Chris?
Oh, Chris. Well, I got 2 diplomas and a degree. So I've been in post-secondary education for a long ass time.
See, there you go.
Do you use them in your daily job, your degree?
The only It depends. Some, yeah, like I use my radio broadcasting background for the podcast. So like if I need to edit some stuff, I can do that, like with audio and everything and all that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's got a good radio voice.
I was gonna say you do have a good radio voice.
The few times a female has listened to our show, every time they're like, "Man, can you just get him to call me and let me have a bottle of wine and just talk to me for a little while?" I had a girl tell me one time, I swear to God this is true,
and just talk to
She's like, "Can you give Caputo my," or no, she didn't say Caputo because she hadn't been listening that long to learn her names, but she's like, "You need to give your co-host
that other guy."
Well, I'd fucked this girl, and so it got her interested in my podcast. I told you, man.
How do you think we get listeners?
Son of a bitch, man, hide the lead, right?
And she was
full service.
She was listening to the podcast after because you had such a good night. You want a little more, you tune into the podcast. So she's like, "You need to get
down."
You need to get, and she wanted me to get Caputo to call her on the phone, and she was going to make herself, all she said was make herself a hot bath, open a bottle of wine, and just talk to me for a couple of hours.
Yeah, baby.
And I told Caputo about this. I don't know if we ever told this on the air or not.
Did you call her?
No, he had a girlfriend at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Hey, man, eating ain't cheating.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was married when I fucked her.
Wow, now the story comes out. There it is, right there. Hell yes. What is it our buddy Goody says? Rings don't plug holes.
Yeah, baby. It's physics, folks.
Right?
I don't feel good about it.
Well,
science.
I don't
hey,
feel
brother,
bad.
it takes two, man. It takes two.
If it wasn't me, it would be somebody, so why not me?
Have you ever been in that relationship where you've like slept with somebody and found out they were with somebody and then they broke up because of you and it gave you that ego?
Oh, dude, I slept with a married woman at her house while her husband was in the room asleep. Have I told y'all this story?
That's
pretty
a
hot. I bet that was some good sex.
Oh, you've heard this story, Chris. You've heard this
I love
story.
how he just scoots in.
So I went to this party one night, and I brought a girl with me, and I got shit-faced to the point I couldn't drive, and I was like, "Can I sleep on y'all's couch?" So she's like, "Yeah, the couch is a pull-out bed. You can sleep right there." And I was like, "Perfect."
Like, that's the only thing pulling out tonight.
So I pulled out the party was over. Everybody
Pulling it
went
down with the old.
Sorry.
A girl I'd brought with me had long vanished. I didn't even think about where the fuck she went till a couple of days later. It took a while for me to even
she's
think
dead on the
about
side
where
of the
she
road.
went. But she would just vanished, and I thought she went home or something. And so I spent the night on the couch, and I was almost asleep, and she came in there and fucked me. And there wasn't a whole lot of which I didn't. She was hot, so I didn't, and I was drunk, and I wasn't thinking. I shouldn't have done it. And then I felt bad about that for fucking years. Now I was in Jefferson City. This happened. I don't know. It wasn't even 2010 yet. And
Were you at Mississippi State yet?
No.
There you go.
I was still working. I think I was working at Family Dollar at the time.
Damn.
Like, this is one of the first, maybe even Hardee's. Hardee's was my first job ever.
Family Dollar.
And
that's got to be the equivalent of Dollar General down here.
Yeah, we have Dollar General or Family Dollars around here
but
too.
not like Dollar General.
No.
Oh, nobody has Dollar Generals are everywhere. It's even in the South.
I'm pretty sure there's more Dollar Generals at this point than there are Walmarts.
Probably.
I'm worried about the Dollar General taking over.
That already has.
Yeah, I was going to say that's been done half.
It's going to be a revolution, and the Dollar General will lead it.
Look, Poland, it's 2 years.
They're not putting up with your shit anymore.
Anyway, so I was in Jefferson City, and then she reached out to me and said something to me on Facebook Messenger. We just got to chit-chatting.
Right.
And something came up about it. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Sounds like the problem the first time.
I was a little irritated that she brought it up because I kind of left because that morning I'm up and I'm hungover, and he's in the floor playing with his kids and shit, and I just felt so bad.
Oh, man.
And I left, and I felt guilty, so fucking guilty ever since. And I've been carrying this guilt for years.
It sounds like they were okay with it, though.
Now let me finish the story. I'm getting to that part. So she brought it up. She brought it up on Facebook, and I was like, "Well, I think you know good and well why I'm not going to come to one of your parties.
Right.
Like, don't invite me again." And she was like, "What are you talking about? Are you mad at us or something?" I was like, "No, but it's just a little awkward being at y'all's house and shit,
Yeah,
you mad at us?"
And then she was like, she couldn't figure out what I was talking about, so she just called me. She voice called me on there. It's like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" And I was like, that night was, and we had to party, and then we slept together, and then she goes, is that why you took the fuck off? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I felt bad. She goes, where do you think Jennifer was? And I said, I wasn't even thinking about that. And I was like, oh, I'd long forgot. Well, it wasn't Jennifer. It was
the girl you brought.
She would have came later. That's a whole separate story. But anyway, the girl I brought with me, which we wasn't even dating, we was just fucking, and
it's starting to sound like this is a swingers convention.
It turns out.
Are you like an unofficial member?
That the whole point of inviting us was this was a swingers party.
Yeah.
And nobody left. Nobody.
Scott's right. Good job, Scott.
I didn't know any of the people that arrived, so when everybody left with different partners, it never rung.
You never knew.
It never clicked because I didn't know anybody there.
You were naive.
And you weren't properly briefed before you went to said party.
I never knew.
Yeah.
And this girl had been sleeping with this couple for a while. And so I was the meat that she brought to the picnic, and
the meat.
Yeah.
So
she brought some hog.
Just a slab right here.
So then here's
your
I am,
spicy carnita.
30 years old, a married man with this ex-girl that I'd banged. Not even an ex, just a girl I'd banged and felt bad about for all these years. And come to find out, after all this time,
that's such a sad story.
it was a swingers party.
Do you know what the international symbol for swingers is? Don't tell
You know
us,
the
Scott.
sad thing
Don't-
is,
I do know.
man.
What is it?
Upside down pineapple.
Yeah.
You're right, bro. I just drew it.
I was like, Dave just drew it. He can draw it.
I just found that out like maybe 6 months ago about the whole upside down pineapple thing.
Dude, I bought a shirt and went to like the Florida in it and never even thought about it. It's got upside down pineapples and shit in it.
I because of the upside down pineapple and because it's become a trend and people know about
it's
it
huge
now.
Yeah.
Now I have learned which one of my married friends are swingers, and I am not surprised when I get that piece of information.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, makes sense.
So back home there was a swingers club, a bunch of group of old farmers, you know. There was this one gal though, she was smoking hot. She was an Asian girl, and when they would come, everybody would like light up. But the dude who would always host it had a girl that was so rough, like you had to hang a T-bone steak around her neck for a dog to play with her, you know.
It wasn't like it is in the movies though. It wasn't
they're
an
all
orgy.
old.
Everybody just came in.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
old.
they're all old. They come in, they will look each other up.
Well, we're old
find
now.
out who they're doing, and then jam out.
There's so many people that do that though. That it's weird that it's weird because so many people participate. That to me it's kind of weird that it's weird.
To me, in this day and age, monogamy is weird. Like being monogamous with one person, like that's strange to me. You're setting yourself up to fail.
I don't understand it.
What, monogamy?
You guys are all married. I'm divorced. Like
I'm married, but I have an alternative lifestyle. I have a girlfriend on the side that I've been dating for 10 years.
Well, I did not know that.
Scott's girlfriend is my wife.
Well, no.
I'm just kidding.
But your wife did offer to send me boob pics the other day, though. That was weird.
Fuck, I didn't know about that.
No, you were sitting right next to her.
Oh.
She was like, "Oh," I was like,
I brought Caputo.
I said something along the lines of, "Oh, I never check my phone," and she was like, "Well, I bet if I set my boobs out," and I was like, "Probably not."
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, sounds about.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's obviously working. So I mean, who the fuck am I to agree? Mine didn't work. So
it's
what works for you does not necessarily what works for everybody.
100%. What works for me and my wife and my whole setup. Like my wife has someone to.
Yeah, now my last girlfriend, my last serious girlfriend before the girl I'm dating now came along, had told me that she was cool with that. Like if I wanted to do that, several times. But it just I don't know. Like it didn't feel.
Just didn't
feel right.
It didn't feel right to me because I always felt bad, like flirting with these other girls and stuff. Like, I mean, I've always been a flirt. Like,
Me
I'm
too.
always gonna flirt.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's just. I ain't like I'm gonna do anything about it. I'm just
right.
Well, I mean, you could though. It's
You
nice
could.
to know you could.
I had full clearance too, but I mean, like when it would get like, the most I would do in a relationship is, This is gonna sound mean as fuck. Gas up the tank and leave it running.
Jeez, man.
There's something though, just the chase and knowing you could.
Yeah, right. I
get
get that, man.
And
All
as many times as you've bought drink, think of all the times you've been out to the bar, bought a woman 8 or 9 drinks, and then she ain't even interested, or some other dude. It turns out her husband's the bartender or some shit like that.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
He's been charging you extra.
Yeah. And then you don't even get to take her home afterward and shit like that.
It's like
then you skeeted in her drink, and it's
boy meets girl, boy meets girl, boy skeets in girl's drink.
They get married, home, skeet, home.
I don't ever see that in my future again, but you know, who knows?
Hey man, life has a funny way.
Right.
The first time I got married, it just happened.
Yeah.
It happened quick.
Yeah.
And it just happened, and nothing felt wrong the whole time.
Yeah,
dude, that's what Little John sang about.
And you
right?
know, I rolled with it.
Skeet, motherfucker.
Nothing felt out of place about this marriage or this relationship. It all felt like it was going the way it should.
So, yeah.
I mean, I never fought it or questioned it or anything. I just let it go where it was going to go, and it got me here.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest things was I wanted out of Mississippi. I hated Mississippi. I hated where I lived. I hated not the people, but just
it's what you knew.
The overall culture of the area. I did not like it.
I got you.
And
I get that.
I came here, and I love it here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nice here. You got Kansas City on one side, St. Louis on the other. You're right in the middle. All the good concerts come through here.
Yeah.
And that's my main focus in life, is getting to go to concerts. That's my thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do, man.
That's the beauty about
Especially
this show is Dave's the only local. Like the rest of us are all transplants here.
Yeah.
And we love it here in Jeff City.
Yeah, it's funny because
only the locals hate it.
You know, you're right.
I was going to say,
right.
like, it's the locals that hate
we
Jeff
call
City.
it Jeff City. Everyone else calls it Jeff Shitty.
Yeah.
I go to Holt Summit. Everyone else goes to Holt Scummit.
Yeah. I do call it Holt Scummit.
You know?
I will.
Well, there definitely is a scummy underbelly in Holt.
Oh yeah, my first job was fixing the houses where like the meth lab exploded.
Oh yeah.
We found out, dude. My mom has land.
Love that meth
out in Holt Summit, and like we found out that the people in the property right next to us, like they were burning fucking couches and shit, and it was all to cover up the smell of the meth that they were cooking.
Damn.
What's the shittiest job you ever had, Caputo?
Oh fuck. I'm trying to remember. I don't know.
Scooping
I've really,
actual
had that many
shit.
jobs, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a reliable, dependable employee.
Yeah.
On top of being a lady killer.
I'm sorry, bro.
A fucking
Save some pussy for the rest of us,
I
man.
know, right? We can't,
Jesus.
You can't compete. And then he's got that fucking radio voice where chicks would just pay just to talk to him.
Right.
And I talk like this.
He just talks and girls impregnate.
I've been in this woman's body before, and now she's telling me about Caputo's voice. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? You don't want none of this dick? You just
I think it's time we set up the Guns and Radio hotline then.
Right.
What's the number, folks? Tell us.
I don't know. We don't have a phone number. What is the number?
Mind.
What is the number, Dave?
1-800-696-9420 maybe? Or?
No, Dave.
Sounds about right.
Dave, shoot us that phone number where they can leave a sexy voicemail.
For us?
573-246-0779. Call us on the listener line, folks. Also, while we're here,
might as well
call us and tell us, where's the scariest place on earth?
What's scary to you?
What is scary to you? Because if you call us
and you let us know that,
you might just be the lucky person who wins 4 free tickets to the ghost tour from our friends at Jefferson City Paranormal Society.
Absolutely. And if you're not here local, we have swag that we could send your way.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
Because that's a part of it. You get plenty of swag. I mean, like a boatload of swag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a really cool contest.
Yeah, it's a good one.
They're giving deadline is August 31st, so call the listener line and tell us your scary story to enter. That's all you got to do is just tell us a scary story.
Just let us know about it.
No
What's the
purchase
number again,
necessary.
Dave?
No purchase.
573-246-0779.
All right, fellas. I think we're about at the end of the night. Is
Boys,
that about right?
It's been a fun one.
Is it time for After Hours?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because After Hours is going to get weird, Dave.
It's going to get nasty.
Look at them. They're all like, ooh.
That's the part of the night when we take our tops off.
I'm going to get naked. Dave's going to pee.
Yeah, baby.
The Guns and Radio invasion is happening. It's
coming
starting
up.
right now.
Yeah, baby. Doing a little crossover tonight. man.
Yes.
It's nice. We're spreading the love.
After Hours is going on here in just a little bit. You can go to patreon.com/the old77 podcast. Again, for $5, you can get content like what's coming up next. So if you're a Clubhouse member, you get to see it. If not, head on over to patreon.com/the old77 podcast.
Hey, thanks for listening, folks.
It's been a good one, man.
Sure has.
Caputo,
thanks for joining us, brother.
Dude, thank you guys for having me, man. It's been a pleasure.
You're the second
A lot of
Caputo.
fun, a lot of laughs.
So weird, right?
He's the second Caputo
Second
we've
one
had
we've
on the
had.
show. It's so weird.
It's the only one I've ever met in real life.
Right, and I called him Joe earlier because Joe Caputo is.
I knew as soon as you called him Joe,
and I was
you
like,
were
oh,
thinking about the other Caputo
right.
that we know. Yeah,
And he's
That's
our
his dad.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Maybe related. Who knows? I gotta figure that out.
Well, he's in Pennsylvania, man.
Wouldn't that
It
be
might
some shit?
That would be weird.
Maybe.
The odds are not as bad as you think.
Long lost cousin and shit. Let's do it.
All right, folks.
See ya.
We'll see you next time.
For a transcript of the Old 77 podcast, write down everything the boys say.